And we're rolling.
Fucking A.
What's good, dude?
How you been, man?
I'm so good, man. Sorry for the cold call, like out of nowhere.
Yeah, no, dude, it's totally cool. I saw your phone, like your name pop up, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I haven't talked to him in forever.
I know.
Hadn't been around,
Fucking
you know.
slacker, dude.
Well,
Me not hitting you up sooner, you know.
Well, to be fair, it's my fault too. You know, living manager life, married life.
Two-way street.
Yeah.
Right. Fucking
Yeah. A phone works both ways.
I was just skating in there, and I mean, I was also thinking about people that I want to have on and talk to and catch up with. You know, obviously you're one of them, but I was in there skating, and I was just like, damn, Luis used to be my skate dog, dude. Like, we used to go hard. You're one of the first people I brought over here.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember when it was like, hell, Matt Roberts had just come by, and then, I mean, we only had the ledge. That was all that was up. And it didn't have the brick up yet. It didn't have the skate light on the top. It didn't have anything. It was just plywood and angle iron.
No shit.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's crazy to see how far that place has come. All the renovations that have been doing, but at the same time, like I you know, I've been out of the game for so long now that it's cool to see the progress here. But I mean, between like, I kind of hate the progress at the park.
Oh yeah.
You know, it looks like a jungle gym.
The park has definitely taken a turn for the worse. I mean, you can make two arguments. One could be like, well, at least they have a good facility and ramps and like rails and transition and shit to skate. Arguably, there's more variety, which could technically breed more innovative skating. But at the same time, the way we look at it, it's like we grew up with that limited palette of colors with just the curbs and the manual pads and the planner and all that shit. And it bred our style of like, kind of like classic plaza street skating.
Yeah, and you got a lot of that, you know, because it was. What I loved about Washington Park is that it didn't, like, now you have a lot more variety, and luckily, you know, the park is what it is now because it's bringing in a new generation. And I thought, you know, there was that long ass time where we thought like my generation was it, like no new kids came around, you know, and then Dom came, and then Timmy, and then that was really it for 5 years, 6 years. No one was really coming by.
Right.
But now you get a lot of like younger Groms and stuff like that, and it's pretty fucking rad, you know, to see these kids that actually want to go out there and skate. Like I was just telling you about my wife's friend.
Oh yeah.
You know, whose son, like, we gave him that whole complete, and he was just pumped. Landed his first kick flip, and like, you know, that shit like that is what it was about. You know, to me. You know, so now it's cool because you have this really cool variation of. There's a lot of kids that are really good with transition that are coming out of here. When before it was either you were techie or you hooked yourself off some shit. You know, there was no in between because you had the ledges, the mani pads, or you had the fucking dome gap and St. Jude's 9, and you know what I mean? You had to throw yourself.
I've noticed that Alamo is kind of like that. Like there's like beginner spots, or not beginner, but like there's like low impact spots, like ledges and manual pads and shit. And then there's like some big shit.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of the middle ground. I mean, maybe I could be wrong, but there's not a whole lot of like that mid-level. Like in Alamo, you're either skating curbs and parking lots and shit, or like you're jumping off something. Because I mean, some of the spots, I've always thought like if some pros came through here, because then you know they come through here because they would go to Albuquerque and El Paso, and everyone's right around the area. But it'd be cool, like, to get them to maybe come through Alamo, because there's some sick shit here. Like
there is, and the spots are crusty. Yeah. Like, they're not easy spots to skate. You know, you got to work in some fucking butter on those ledges, and you got to be willing to fucking take some impact. Well,
and some of it's just a little bit more than, like, any of the locals or anyone we grew up with would really step to. Yeah. I mean, some of it's, like, next level, like pro. Like, if you've seen, like, like in front of the hospital. Yeah. Those out rails. Have you seen those?
Yeah,
like,
those are sick.
It's like a 3-step, and then it goes out.
Yeah, that long flat bar.
Long flat bar. Imagine Brennan Westgate.
Yeah.
Or Leo Romero or some rail chomper on those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
And it's doable. You know what I mean? It's totally doable for like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, Westgate could smith the fuck out of that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Fucking gap to lip slide, Leo Romero nose grind. Fucking. Well, and anymore, like, you even have, like, these newer guys, you know what I mean? Like, what's his name? Jamie Foy and all those guys that are just fucking rail killers.
Dude, you ain't kidding. Rail killers, dude.
I mean, it's just like, have you seen the? They do. It was almost like a First Try Fridays type thing. Like a little spin off that Thrasher was doing, and it's DeCenzo and Jamie Foy hitting the 16 stair.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah, and like Jamie Foy just like cruises board slide, and then he was like, I'm gonna crook it, and then he like bails on one, sticks it,
and he was just done.
Yeah,
and then
DeCenzo tray flipped it,
and he had to put in some work. I mean, Foy arguably put in some work, but he just did it so quick.
Yeah, it didn't look like anything.
Oh man!
And now I think that because of like what I was getting at is because of the park, I feel like skateboarding out of Alamogordo has gotten kind of complacent, if that makes sense. You know, the park is what they know. There is no real dude, let's go fucking hit up the old school bench. Let's go hit up the mani pad behind the school. You know what I mean?
No one's out there. Well, I mean, there might be a few kids that skate in their driveways and skate around their neighborhoods, and there probably are a few skaters like still kind of hitting shit, but not like we were.
No.
No one's really carried the torch as far as like.
And that's why I was so pumped on that kid, man.
Doing video parts or something.
Oh, and I would love to see another part come out of here, but I don't know.
That'd be sick, dude.
But that's why I got so pumped on that fucking kid, dude, and I wanted to give him that complete is because. Like, dude, we were sitting there, like, we went over for a barbecue. I took my board. I already had plans to give it to him anyway. And he had this other kid there with him. And I shit you not, they grabbed a 2x4 from the garage and fucking used deodorant as wax. And we're trying to 50-50 it.
Oh,
obviously,
man.
like, we know, like, that would never work.
Man.
But it's just, like, the thought of, like, yeah, dude, they're willing to try to shred.
They're just trying to innovate and get it however they can, you know?
Yeah.
Fucking, that's cool.
Yeah, and I won't stop by the park if I don't drive by and I don't see like JoJo's truck or Lane or Jared's car. I won't go by.
It's pretty hard, yeah, because it's not the same.
Mm-mm.
Like I remember so many times being the last dude on the curb, and I'm sure we've all had this moment, but you were the last one there for the day, and like you're just like sitting there like taking it all in, like the silence and the serenity of the park, like golden hour, sunset. You're the last one there, everyone left, and it's kind of just you in this moment. And I've thought like the park has always been like that place. Like it used to be able to just be chilling at the park, and then like someone would roll up from the past and be like, "Hey, oh, dude, what's good?" And you'd be like, "Oh shit, man, I haven't seen you in forever."
Yeah, you get the random like Brandon or Yamez or John Paul roll up.
Yeah, just
shout out
somebody,
OGs.
like Butch, for instance.
Yeah,
like if and when Butch comes back to town, I wouldn't be surprised if he looped through the park to try to see if someone was there, because that's where you would go. That's what I would do, or that's what I would have used to have done.
It was one of the first things I did when I came back from Ohio.
You just go to the park and you're like, "Oh, I'm running into somebody."
Yeah.
And you probably still will, but it's not like it used to be.
No.
Where you could be like, "I'm going to go to the park and I'm damn sure going to run into someone I know." Like, absolutely, for sure.
Yeah. Like, you'll never, like, if it was a weekend or hell, like, even late in the afternoon, there was not a single day, when I was growing up, there was not a single day that you could go by that park and not see Ross under the tree with his gallon of water. You know what I mean?
Dude, just living there like every morning till sunset.
Yeah, like, but I don't know. It's cool. Like, I like still seeing like there's still a lot of the homies that are out there all the time. Because I get jealous because I'm like
doing shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I got responsibilities and stuff. And don't get me wrong, I love them. My life is fantastic these days. It's fucking great.
Dope.
But I do miss that part. Skateboarding keeps you young, man.
It does.
I mean, look at Cab, look at Tony, look at all those guys. You know what I mean? They're still young.
Did you see that Felipe Nunez
part? Dude.
Where he's skating doubles with Tony Hawk?
Yeah.
That shit, like, literally made me tear up. I was like, oh, my God. Because this motherfucker's, like, skating. Dude, he 5-0's Hollywood 16.
Yeah.
Back 270 lip. He backside flips that gap, that driveway gap. Like, that famous, like, driveway gap in LA.
Yeah.
That shit's, like, gnarly.
It's huge.
His homies, like, pushing him. You saw that.
Yeah.
That shit literally, like, made me feel something. I was like, God damn. I mean, a part of it is because, a huge part of it is because the dude has no legs.
Yeah.
And he's ripping. But it's not just the fact... It's that his skating actually looks dope.
Oh, yeah.
Like when he backside flips, he, like, tucks it around and, like, catches it just like a real backside flip. And you're like, this dude's doing it, like, with no feet.
Well, and, like, back in the day, like, you remember, like, I was not an advocate for, like, Street League. Like, it was fucking stupid.
Right.
But it made skateboarding cool. And then they had it, like, what was it? last year or something like that. I think it might have been pre-COVID. I don't know. But they
Fuck COVID, by the way.
But they did the whole invite thing, and they had Felipe in there.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dude, and he skated up against these dudes, fucking doing best trick and shit. And he like he kicked back 5-0'd this fucking like this 12-stair rail.
Oh my god.
Like I was like,
Let's say, hear that again. Kick flip back 5-0 a 12 stair
with no legs.
No legs.
Like that's brutal. That's commitment.
Dude, and the impact that guy's got to be taking.
Oh, for sure.
Because he has less, no shocks pretty much.
Yeah.
Like he just takes that impact like down a 12 stair to his like knees or whatever.
Yeah, it's nuts. And dude, there's just so
It's
much
intense.
respect. Like, hitting the Hollywood 16. Fuck that.
Dude.
I wouldn't do that now. I tried to go to the park.
I never would have done that ever.
I tried to go to the park with my son, just to like have him go kick push around like a month ago. I tried to do a kickflip on flat and rolled my fucking ankle, and I was done for 2 weeks.
Oh man, damn, you ain't kidding.
Dude, I was like, fuck, I'm good. Fuck this.
Fuck that shit, man.
But I like to skate more. I'd like to, get back into it and do it more, and
it comes and goes in waves, and I found that even like just over the years, there's always slow periods and there's always like hot periods.
Yeah.
Of where it's just like the scene is good again, everyone's skating again, somehow everyone's out just skating again, and then it'll go silent for a while and it'll come back.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying it's silent right now. I'm probably the one who's been silent lately. Like people be like, "Yo, Pat, where the fuck you at?" And I'm just like in my own world doing my own shit. But aren't we all?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Fucking an office job.
Fucking A, dude.
I got a fucking office job. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, can you believe that shit, dude? I've been in the car business almost 10 years now.
I wanted to bring it up eventually, but you've been selling some cars for a long time.
Dude, yeah.
How many cars do you think you've sold? Like if you just had to like throw a number out there.
Thousands.
Yeah,
thousands. I remember my first year when I first started in the car business, I sold like 210 cars just that year.
God damn.
And then I worked in big cities like Houston where you're selling 30 to 50 cars a month, and then like in Cincinnati.
Shit.
So don't get me wrong, I enjoy that part of it. I enjoy it more than like I'm in management now, doing finance, but I enjoyed it. I enjoy like the actual going out and selling cars and getting to talk to people, and I enjoyed that part of it more.
Really?
So whenever like my friends and stuff hit me up for a car, I do everything, from start to finish.
Sure.
And it feels pretty cool to do that,
That is sick.
But
hook your friends up and like try to get them a deal and try and make sure they get all the right set up right, like best as you can.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just and really like it's nothing against my salespeople. Like they're great at their job.
Sure.
But it's just like it's kind of selfish on my part because I want to do this part. I want to do a walk around and show cars and pair a phone. So it's so stupid, but I'm like, I want to do that. But at the same time, you cut out the middleman.
Sure.
Who fucking doesn't love being able to go to a dealership and not have to talk to a salesperson?
Right. And man, having
just
a
go
homie
straight to the source.
on the inside too, just having a friend that's like got your back. Like, yeah, dude, I got what you're looking for. Yo, I got what you looking for.
Yeah. And coming in hot on them car deals.
Coming in hot, son. That fucking skateboard. I should have put it down here where people could see it. That was great, dude.
Dude,
that
it
fucking
was.
skateboard.
That clip. The fucking coming in hot, son.
Oh, yeah, the actual clip.
The clip was good.
Where was that? Old Walmart. Right?
Yeah, it was old Walmart.
So we were skating the old Walmart, and there's like a 2-stair over there.
Yeah, a little 2-stair. Like, you could, like what you and me were doing, we were just kind of like crack popping off of it. You know what I mean? Just like a little nollie crack pop and just like manualing off the.
Yeah.
Pretty sure, someone was with us and they broke the tail trying to do it.
Oh, yeah, it's like a 2-stair and you can ride onto a grind.
Yeah.
So we were doing ollie into manual up the curb and then roll on to the set of stairs.
Yeah.
Grind, drop off and shit like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And you came up the curb like
Hauling ass.
hauling ass. It was like coming in hot, but like you looped out on the way up the curb because the concrete up there is like
Yes.
real slick. And then Luis, you're all coming in hot, son.
Yeah, dude.
Oh man.
It's my 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, so the skateboard, the orange curb deck,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a hot sauce, tapatio. But for some reason, I always had this idea, you know, I was like just like on a salsa or something.
Yeah.
With the sombrero, and I was like, dude, that'd be funny.
And it's funny too because because you put my face over the Tapatio, dude, and the fucking face you put on there was the sun part of you cropped it from that clip.
That clip. So the face on the board is actually a screen grab from that video clip where you were all coming in hot, son.
Yeah, and like right when I hit the sun, it's like
coming in hot, son. Freeze frame, and that's the picture on the bottom of the skateboard,
mm-hmm.
which is funny. It's a screen grab from that clip.
Shout out to Chop Dog. He's all over the background.
Dude, yeah, wrapped and chopping. It reminded me of wrapping paper. Like, that was my idea when I had my brother helping me with it. I was like, for the Dig 'em Smack board, too. Like, you know when you have a sheet of grip tape and you pull the paper off the back? And it's just like the mob logo.
The mob.
Over and over and over. That's what I wanted with the chop. Like, it'd be sick to get legit Chop Dog wrapping paper, dude.
Dude, it would.
That'd be so fucking sick.
It would.
Oh, man.
But yeah, no, I mean, it was I was talking about it with my wife this morning, and I was like October will be 8 years in the car business.
No shit.
And it doesn't feel like it.
God
You know what I
damn.
mean? It doesn't feel like I have been in it for that long. But fucking A.
Already?
Here we are,
8
yeah.
years?
Yeah, 8 years.
That reminds me of Sean Fox. Shout out Sean Fox. Because he had a wrestling like promo or something, and he's the Vanilla Gorilla, like Honky Kong or whatever, and or whatever. Sorry if I got it wrong, Sean, man, you're the shit. But he was like on this promo video, like 8 years I've been wrestling, I've been putting in work, 8 years. He just kept going on about 8 years. So like every time I hear 8 years, and it seems more often than not. So you're like 8 years in the car business, and I hear like the Vanilla Gorilla version of you being like, 8 years I've been selling cars. Motherfucker, I sold thousands of cars. For 8 years I've been putting in work.
Yeah, dude.
Just like some wrestler.
Well, it's just funny too, because you know I used to for the other dealership that I worked for here in town, like we used to do commercials all the time. You know what I mean? Like
like TV commercials?
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah, and then on like all over YouTube. There's the one I thought I showed it to you. The one where I jumped into the pool in the bed of the truck.
Oh yeah, I vaguely remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It was fun. It's been a good ride. I wouldn't change it.
It's awesome, dude. So, and also you just got married recently.
I
Congratulations, man.
August 7th.
No shit.
Yep. August 7th, 2021. I became a whole husband.
That's right. And you've been doing the whole life too. Like you've been doing something with the house. You were just talking to Amy about. Like,
yeah. So we bought a house back in March, and like we started on it in February. And you know all the closing bullshit. You know how that goes. But we finally started moving in like March, April-ish, somewhere in there.
Sick.
And dude, we basically did everything besides rip that bitch all the way down to the studs.
Wow.
I mean,
full gut. Just
yeah.
gutted that shit.
Yeah, we had a walk-in closet that was like a hallway closet, you know, like a coat closet.
Sure.
That was right there as soon as you walked in, onto the left, and we cut that whole thing out because it butted up against our master bath, and we cut it out and it opened it up, and we got the wife a standalone bathtub. We did all the tile work on the floors. We did tile on the shower, and it's cool because it has like a built-in fucking like, you know, like cubby hole. I guess, you know, for like your shampoos and stuff like that. And
soap niche or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And dude, so my wife and her mom's a contract painter. They did all the texturing, all the painting, all that shit.
Oh,
like,
nice.
I mean, my wife busted her ass on that shit, and you know. Luckily, I got to do like a lot of the landscaping shit. Like there's a bunch of oleanders in the back that was, like, they were so overgrown. They were like into our back patio,
just taking over.
Yeah, so we cut those down. Well, you know, we got kids, and we've all been dumbass kids before, but they get into those oleanders, they're fucked.
Yeah, it's like poisonous, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like my friend.
They're poisonous to humans and animals. Not to the touch, but like
poked in the eye by one a little bit, like not real bad, but like the corner of a leaf of an oleander like poked him in the eye.
Yeah, you'll fuck yourself up.
all messed up, like, you know, not real bad, but still, you're like, damn, straight poisonous.
Like, you can touch them and shit, but like if you do, you know,
crispy.
But if you do you fucking ingest them or whatever.
Oh shit.
So that, you know, you break the skin, like
going down.
Cut. Yeah.
Oh hell no.
It's kind of like poison ivy. You know what I mean? Like not deadly.
Like New Mexico poison ivy.
Yeah.
But if you budget poison ivy.
Yeah. But if your dog ingests it, they'll be fucked.
Oh fuck. Yeah, you gotta trim those things back.
Yeah, so we cut them down basically to nubs, dude. Like literally, it was just like the what's it called? Not the roots, but you know,
stump.
The stump. Yeah, thank you. And it's only been 3 months, and they're already like taller than the wall again.
God damn.
Yeah.
And we were getting a lot of rain.
Yeah. Matt Hollis, I've heard you've been doing fucking landscaping. Where you at?
Oh shit. Yeah. Hollis, he'll come over there and trim up the lot or whatever you need done.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, he can do it for real. I'll definitely let him know. Like, Luis said, he's got some work for you.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh shit.
But yeah, it's been nice. It's been nice, especially like so. We bought my our house. It's right by the Juniper Apartments. You know, like west of them, down 19th Street.
Oh, okay.
Like 3 houses.
All right.
Which is kind of cool. You know, because we've had so many friends that live there.
Do you know what, dude? On 19th Street?
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me.
Like right across from the new Walmart?
Yeah. John Paul used to live on 19th.
Yeah. Yeah,
Man.
so you remember where his house was at?
Yeah.
It was like 5 houses up.
No shit.
Across the street.
Yeah. Because it's funny, because we talk about Poop City and stuff, and, you know, Poop City means all kinds of... It's so funny.
It's the shitty city.
To say something like Poop City and be like, oh, it means a lot to so many people in different ways.
The sentimental value of poop.
The Poop City. But it's funny, though, because, like, you think back, and as far as I know, like, John Paul one night was like, he said something at like oh no, it was JoJo and Dustin. They came by and there was a PH written on the sidewalk, and this is a long time ago, so it's basically gone. So I'm not incriminating anybody, but they had like tagged like PH on the sidewalk. And
yeah,
it stood for
poop house?
Pothead.
Oh, it's a poop house.
I think they're like one of their tag crews or something was like PHM.
Yeah,
and it was just the PH though. And me and John Paul were like skating the streets at night, and like we got back to his house, kind of like in his neighborhood, and we knew it was the homies that had put that there. And so like we looked down at the sidewalk, and John Paul's like, "Poop homies." I was just so, like, "What the hell?" You know, and it was just random, and it was funny, but.
Yeah, dude.
Then like the word poop started getting thrown around a lot, and then eventually like we all just started writing it on shit.
Yeah,
it's Poop City.
The fucking
so stupid. It's
on the ketchup on the dome.
Oh, I miss that fucking shit, dude. The dome, man, and the whole park and the whole thing. You know,
shit's iconic, dude.
It is epic, man. It is epic.
Like we need to, like, one of these days do like a fucking commemorative board to the dome.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
The Chop logo like has it in the shades, like.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, like a straight dome.
Yeah, graphic. Like almost like the water tower, but you know, different.
Icons.
Obviously, you know, just shit that you see around town. And you're like, that's home.
Honestly, dude, a dome board in the same style, like silhouette, like the water tower, would be a cool like part 2 of the series.
Oh, for sure.
And it adds to the fact that the thing's no longer there. Like, it's a ghost. Like, it's just a ghostly silhouette, and it's like...
Yeah, like, kids today will never know.
Homage to the past, man.
They'll never fucking know.
Dude, like, so much shit went down in that place. God damn.
Dude. So much. That was the most fun and grossest place you could ever grow up in.
Oh, man. Like, I'm just glad that we had those times and that time period.
Yeah.
And being able to consciously recognize it, because... In skateboarding, there's all these plazas, right? Like EMB or Love Park or like Jaquan, like LA or whatever they call it. I mean, but like there's all these plazas, man, and we got to have one. Like we came up on a legit plaza.
Yeah.
With like ledges everywhere, gaps everywhere, the bridge, the Big Five, the dome gap, the stage, like.
Yeah, because like you look at like Jaquan in LA, and literally all it is people doing manuals, hitting ledges, and hitting that, what is it, that little 5 or 6 stair that they have at the very end of it?
Right.
You know what I mean? Or
you could hit the handrail, you could jump the stairs.
You know, it's no different than hitting the end of the Charles or hitting the end, you know, or hitting the planters or anything like that. And then you have these ledges that you're manualing. It's no different. You know, that's no different than having the Bridge 5. And then you fucking look at these, like, motherfuckers that are like, you know, like there's like what's his name? Skates for DGK. Can't remember. The white dude.
Wade?
No.
He's not on DGK anymore.
No.
Jack Curtin? No, he's not on DGK anymore.
No. Those, not OG. The
new.
Yeah, scrawny dude.
Shit, I don't even know. I can't believe I don't even know.
I can't remember his name.
I haven't heard of any DGK.
But he fakey hard flipped it, like over one of those blocks.
Over the block, clean over the block.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, like that shit's nuts. And then you think back to like when people would skate all the way, you know, clear the Charles.
Yeah, like
you know, the backside flips that have been done over it. Someone frontside flipped it once, and I can't remember who it was.
Dude,
some El Paso kid. And
yeah, some shit has gone down over that.
Yeah, and they're like skating it the other way. That was fun.
Some dude way back in the day ollied both of them.
Fuck that.
Like from the south side. No, from the north side. Coming from the north, going towards.
So up, like almost.
Up
like,
it.
Yeah. Fuck that.
It kind of makes sense in a way though, like to hold the ollie the highest part, like the furthest out. I don't know. It just kind of almost makes sense.
Yeah, Avery tried to get me to do that forever.
Some people used to gap to manual and stuff. That was sick too.
I did that once, and then I clipped like, once and ate shit.
I was always like, I'm not skating that shit. You clip, you know, and just go flying.
Dude, it hurt. I clipped, dude, and I fucking, like, I barely clipped. I barely caught my kingpin. Like, the very end of my kingpin. And fucking launched, like, 20 feet, because I was hauling dick.
I just got catapulted over that thing.
Those are always the worst. Like... Like those type, like you come up short, those are the worst because you're not expecting it.
Especially if you get legit hung up, like,
and you're just all
like you come from like going fast to just stopped, really abrupt, you know.
Yeah, like when your board stopped, you didn't.
You didn't.
Yeah,
it's the equivalent of like flying through the windshield. Kinda. Like slam on the brakes, like fly out the windshield of the car. Like that's what it's like hanging up on the Charles like that.
Have you ever seen the movie The Vow?
Nuh-uh.
It's with Channing Tatum and Rachel McAdams.
No, I don't think I've seen it.
Well, the beginning of the movie is them getting in an accident, and luckily, she goes through the windshield.
Oh, sick. I mean, not, you know, hopefully that wouldn't happen in real life, but in the
movie's fucking retarded.
In the movie, you're like, all right, that's kind of sick.
The whole movie's fucking stupid, but it just reminded me of that. Because it's always dudes going through the windshields. Finally, a bitch went through the windshield.
Speaking of movies, I have this funny memory of you where, like, the whole crew from, like, the mill, like, you guys all went out to the movies.
Oh, yeah.
And we saw Jurassic Park or something. Yeah. And my brother happened to be there at the time. Like, Julian was there. He was with somebody who was also there. And at the end of the movie, you guys were all standing there. And they were like, yeah, it was a pretty good movie. And everyone's like, yeah, it was pretty cool. I like this part. And I wasn't there, but this is just what my brother told me. But he's like, man, Luis was so funny. He was like, everyone was standing around being like, yeah, the movie was great. Like, it was, you know, I like this part of that part. And then you just bust the conversation with like, man, that movie's like the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen. That movie totally fucking sucked. It's just like, oh, that's great.
That should have been a fucking cinematic critique.
Oh, man.
Missed my calling.
Just to be like, man, y'all are whack. Like, that movie fucking sucked.
Dude, it did suck. It was shit. I don't even remember what movie it was. It could have been the Jurassic Park one, but I don't remember.
Jurassic World or something.
Yeah, dude, but it sucked. Dude, I was never a fan of movie nights.
God, that's fucking funny.
Except for one. And it was when Daniel invited us to go watch Watchmen. I was like,
no
fuck
shit.
Yeah.
Oh, movie nights, yeah, like at the Mill Crew.
Yeah, the Mill Crew movie nights. So fucking... With the fucking on the big ass projector screen and shit. Oh
man, yeah, Daniel's got a dope theater.
Yeah, he does.
Home theater.
And dude, that was like the only time I was all, fuck yeah, I actually want to go. And you know, like,
yeah, because he's got like a garage. And then, he just converted it into a movie theater.
Yeah, dude, it's like it's badass. Like you can tell he's got to spend some money. And it's all carpeted. Like it's not functional as a garage anymore.
No,
but dude,
it's
sick.
Legit like movie theater carpet that like lights up under black light or
something.
And his whole wall projector, dope ass surround sound.
But I felt bad that because I was like, fuck yeah, I want to go. You know, but no one because it was like normally it was the Mill Crew. But this one day where he played a movie I actually really love and I wanted to see. He invited like some of his friends. I didn't know these people.
Sure.
And I straight up dipped. He didn't say.
Just left.
Not even a thank you.
Oh man.
I felt like a piece of shit.
Oh,
I told Daniel.
good.
I apologized the next day. He was like, "Yeah, we were wondering where you all went, or where you went," and I was like, "I just didn't know anyone. I felt weird."
Yeah, at least hopefully they didn't pause it. Like they just paused it. Like, well, I guess he's coming back.
No, we got through the movie.
Oh, okay.
Told him I had to pee, and left.
Yeah.
I was
Well,
like,
shit.
I was like, I'm out.
What do they call that? Irish goodbye. Or
Irish
something?
goodbye.
You just dip the fuck out. And
Dude,
don't say nothing.
And normally I'm pretty good at Irish goodbyes.
Nice. I've had to do
But
that.
only at
Sometimes you have
parties.
to do that.
Like at parties. Like
Sometimes you're just like, man, I gotta get out of here.
yeah.
And I'm not gonna get out of here if I go around talking to everybody, being like, "Yo, dude, I'm out of here." Like later, like at parties.
Yeah, no. Then you get stuck talking
So
for
you're
another
just
hour.
like, I gotta just dip the fuck out of here. Irish goodbye. No one knows. You're
I
gone.
always hit that
They
point.
don't care.
I hit that point when I'm like, I'm too fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're drinking, you're having a fucking good time, and then like you stand up too fast, and you're like, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Or like you go outside to smoke a cigarette, and like a fucking cool breeze hits you.
you're just like, time to go.
Fucking half cap heels, man.
Fucking half guy heels, man.
That was what was it? Upriver, downriver that me and Joey D were playing.
Something like that. Either drunk driver or yeah.
Yeah,
up-
drunk
upriver.
driver. It's all the same shit.
It's all the same shit.
Yeah.
So
dude.
for those that don't know or might not have never played it, Drunk Driver is like, it's a card game. As far as I know, here's how we'd play it. Like you deal a couple rows of cards. Like what's it like 4 cards?
Yeah, so it's like a tower.
Like a pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
So the bottom row will be like either 5 cards or 4 cards.
Yeah.
And then so on all the way until you get to 1 card and it's like a pyramid.
Yeah, but you have to like fucking
not hit a face card. On the way up.
exactly. So you pick your card. So there's 4, 3, 2, 1, just for simple purposes, and you flip it. If it's a face card, you start over, and then you stack a new card on it.
Meanwhile, you drink.
Yeah, every time that you flip a face card, you start over, but you take a drink every single time.
Right.
Well, if you just so happen to be lucky, the way Mr. Chasm was, you end up having to smash like 3 beers a round.
Oh man. Yeah, we had
And-
like an 18 or a 30 or something, and we were
We had
just
a
pounding
30.
them.
They
Yeah.
were fucking gone.
Dirty 30. Yeah. Ugh.
And
Of PBR, by the way.
by the end of the night, which by the end of the night only meant like 4 hours later,
If that.
we were all 3 of us were laying on the fucking porch out front of your house, and you were leaned up against one of the posts, and you fucking puked off the edge of it, and got up and said, "Fucking half cap heels, man."
Fucking half cab heels, man.
That was it.
Oh. So I'm like wasted, puke off the porch. I get up and I start talking about half cab
Cab
heel
heels.
flips.
Joey said, "You good?" You said, "Fucking half cap heels, man."
Oh, that's awesome.
It was fucking rad.
I'm good. Yeah, like that is a cool thing to say. At least I didn't say something stupid. Like,
Oh,
I
for
mean,
sure.
So that's good. And someone's like, "Yeah, you were drunk and you said this," and you're like, "Oh shit, did I say that? Did I really say that?"
Most of the time, it's me. Like when people say something like, "Oh, dude, you said this." Like when I'm drunk, it's like I was an asshole to someone.
I used to get all in my head about that if I would get high. Sometimes I would
Being an asshole.
no, like or just saying something.
Oh.
And then you're like later on you're all in your head about it. Like, man, I don't know if I should have said that or not, or like I probably sounded stupid, or you know, and you're just all in your head about this conversation that you had earlier, and you're like, for one, there's nothing you could do to go back and change
Yeah.
it. So just let it go. You might have said something stupid, but everybody says something stupid sometimes.
Oh, it
so you're like,
happens.
fuck it, you know?
No, I'm just an asshole.
Drinking?
Not drinking per se. It's just like something will set me off, and I'm just a dick.
Right?
You know what I
It
mean?
just depends on what it is.
You know,
in
like
the day.
yeah. So like everyone knows now that I've basically traded skateboarding for golfing. You know,
Right.
me and Antoine both
Sick. Do you hang out and golf with Antoine sometimes?
all the fucking time.
That is so tight.
Antoine's who got me into golf,
Dude, and you guys
But-
had similar skate styles too, which is sick. So it's kind of like,
and we're both similarly dickheads.
yeah, dude.
So, but yeah, it was all very similar, and you know we're real good friends. We fucking You know, we're
Shout
still
out Antoine, by the way. He's one of my favorite
for sure.
skaters of all time.
For sure,
and
dude.
I mean that for sure because when
pop shove, tail grab, late shove.
when you grow up skating in a small town, and there's people who can skate, like, and I was young and impressionable when I was a little kid and everything, right? When I first started coming around Washington Park, as we all were, but I saw skateboarding on TV, like vert ramps and shit. And then I went to, I didn't know it existed in real life, like we're somewhere tangible where I could see it.
Right.
And I went to Washington Park, dude, and what I saw over there and what they were doing, I mean, it's on the next level even now. Like as a peer, like if I could go back in time with my skating now and skate with them, they were still on a high level. They were still doing shit that I haven't even done to this day.
And that's why, like,
but Antoine, dude, he was one of those local heroes to me, where I was like, I want to skate like that guy, because he was doing some sick ass shit with style and just made it look cool, and he was so cool, man. Well, but he's one of my favorite skaters.
Oh, for sure. He was my favorite skater growing up, and he was a dick to me.
And that includes the pros. Like I have some pros, and every you have your skaters that you admire and all look up to, but Antoine is like, I would put him above almost anyone as far as like, man, that's what skateboarding should be like.
The first interaction I ever had with Antoine, I was 13 years old, 13, 14, and I was already like hucking pop shove-its off stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know what you mean.
So, and it was...
I think I saw... One time there was 3 little kids sitting on the orange curb. 3 little kids. It sounds like the 3 little pigs. Like there were 3 little kids. They were all sitting on the orange curb.
Little rascals.
But yeah, they might as well have been the 3 little pigs. But you were the little pig with the fucking brick house, though, dude. Because like there was 2 other little kids, and then like at some point they were like, I could do a trick off of here, whatever. You could do a trick off of here, and I don't know. And then you were the one who actually did the trick off of there, though. Like there was like one board going around, and like
so I had.
You did a pop shove it though. That's why.
I had an old school.
You have some fucking
because I remember. I know what you're talking about. It was a. So I had Crux Trucks, and it was a fucking powder blue Element Heartogram board.
No shit.
Yeah, dude.
Those were the days,
dude. It was, but we were, I was skating with everyone trying to, because we stole all of us. We stole one of the picnic tables that used to be in front of the Boys and Girls Club.
Oh, sick.
So we picked it up before they chained them.
Yeah,
and
totally.
we stole it, and we waxed them up, and we were skating it as a ledge. And I was trying to learn front nose slides at the time on it, and I was getting close, sticking them or whatever. And I skated back to like the orange, and I didn't realize that Twan was sitting right behind me.
Oh man.
And he taps me on the shoulder. He's like, "Hey, kid, how about you get the fuck out of the way?"
Dude. Oh, that's
and now,
great.
dude, we're fucking... and that's why it blows my mind. I love it. Because me and Antoine both had real similar skate styles where we were always trying to pop everything the highest. We're trying to be techie and huck ourselves off the biggest shit. You know what I mean?
Right. And you guys are smaller guys with bigger pop, though.
Yeah.
Like you're kind of, as far as like height, physical height.
Yeah.
You're shorter than some of the other guys in the crew.
Oh, for sure.
But you could out ollie almost. I mean, you ollied up the grass cap in the warehouse, the little fake grass cap.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I don't know if Antoine like ollied up the bridge. I think I remember him ollied up the bridge.
Antoine, yeah, he ollied up the bridge.
He fucking nose slid in the warehouse, the hubba, the straight hubba.
Yeah.
Not the fucking down hubba, the straight.
Yeah.
He nose slid up that over the whole pyramid.
Dude's gnarly.
Flat, and cleared it nice. Like he rolled away on top of the stage up there. And that was after like years of not really skating that hard. Like at all. He just
because this is when we had that party. When I was trying half cab Manny backside flip out.
He comes in here and just nose blunts the ledge and shit and just like tears that blue rail a new one, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
and
dude, you are fucking sick.
And now it's funny because, like I said, we were very similar. Fucking these rude ass short motherfuckers, very similar skate styles. And now we're both salesmen that play golf.
That's awesome.
Both have glasses. Shitheads that have, we're Poop City kids in a fucking professional environment.
Dude,
which is rad.
Both of you guys have been some of my favorite skaters and favorite people, man, by the way. Fuck yeah.
Appreciate it.
It's good to have you here, man.
You were the one that got me into wanting to be techie. You know what I mean? Like, and get manuals down and everything like that, and just start learning that aspect of it. Because before, it was like, I could throw myself off stuff. And then that throwing myself off stuff hurt a lot.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
But that was me being stupid. Like, I mean, not really being stupid, just being a kid and fucking.
Well, and when you're younger, you just do it.
Yeah, I mean, like the day
like jumping out of a swing set or
the day I popped up the double
bike,
set.
You're just doing crazy shit being a kid. On top of that, doing some skating, but
yeah,
that pop shove it.
The pop shove it off the double when I did the double set at the college.
Yeah.
Remember, I got my cast off from a broken foot that morning.
That day.
And I pop shoved the double set.
Dude.
And
that
now,
was fucking sick.
And now my fucking cankles pop, dude.
Dude, that pop shove it off the double set is mad.
Did you hear that? That was fucking.
Oh, it just popped just now?
That's my ankle and it's catching it on the audio.
Dude, my knees do that, dude. Like, I'll just squat down and they're both all. I mean, it doesn't hurt or nothing, but they just pop. It's like, it's
it
weird.
just feels better. But another fun fact Twan's going to be a daddy.
Oh, shit. Shout out Twan.
Yeah, he's going to be a daddy. I'm fucking proud of him, man.
Cool,
he's doing good. He's doing real good. And, but yeah, dude, it's fucking crazy where life takes you.
I know I'm talking about Twan a lot, but it's funny because you were on the orange curb and he said what? Like, hurry up and go, motherfucker.
He said, get the fuck out of the way.
Get the fuck out of the way. Corey said the same thing to me one time. He was there with like
Fairlow?
Zeb. Yeah. He was there with like Zeb and Ramon and,
yeah.
And I was there. And what's funny too is I had been skating there for a while. Like, I wasn't new. I was really little. Like, little kid and young, like, I don't know, 11 or something.
Yeah.
But I had already been skating there for a while. Like, just not skating. Like, I could maybe do a 50-50 on the little curb or like maybe an ollie manual or something, but I was real little. But I'd been skating there for a while. And so this guy, he looked like the new guy. Like me, I had been there for days or weeks or months or whatever. Like, to me, it seemed like I was like, I wasn't somebody. I didn't think I was somebody, but I thought I was welcome, because I had been there and for a long time, like what seemed like a long time when you're a kid, like months. When you're a kid, month is a long time, But Corey was all same thing. He's like, "Why don't you get the fuck out of the way?" Like on the orange curb, dude. I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" But like, I was like, whatever. They put him up to it though. I found out later, they're probably like, "Tell that little kid to get the fuck out of the way."
You remember Tony?
That's funny.
Yeah, Tony and his brother.
Tim and Tony?
Yeah, Tim and Tony.
Yeah, Tim and Tony Marshall.
Yeah.
Yeah, those fuckers. From Vegas.
Yeah. So I remember I was trying to learn kickflips off of stuff. I was like 11, 12 years old, something like that.
Oh, man.
And I was trying to, going north to south, like along the planter, at the end of the Charles, I was trying to kickflip off of that.
North to south at the end of the planter.
Yeah, so the planter, the main planter as soon as you drive up, and then where you just drop off the Charles, and then you're just gonna go, hit a nose manual right in front of the orange. Yeah, that spot, right next to the manual pad,
right next to it.
So I'm trying to kickflip off that, and I do one, and it flips entirely, and only my front foot, because it jumped up in front of my, pushed it forward. My front foot caught the tail and hit me square in the fucking forehead.
Oh, it just popped up and just slammed.
Square in the fucking forehead, dude. I had a fucking big old knot. And I'm this fucking 11, 12-year-old kid, and I go, fucking high-pitched ass voice. My balls ain't even dropped yet. And motherfucker! Tony yells, "Watch your fucking mouth!" I grabbed grabbed my board and fucking threw it. I was all, "Fuck you!" He's all right.
You can stay.
Dude, and I'm bleeding. Dude, it fucking, because, at the time I wasn't buying boards all the fucking time, all that fast. So I had this fucking board that's all fucking chipped up, razor tail, and fucking dig it right in the fucking forehead.
Oh, man.
So I was pissed. I'd tell him the same thing now.
Yeah, dude, totally. Because you're like, fuck what those guys think. I just got smacked in the head with my skateboard. Like, you're just bleeding,
Yeah, dude, I've got fucking blood coming out. I was like, fuck you.
Man, I have another funny Antoine memory, too, man, just before I forget. Like, I was at the bridge. All the dudes were skating the bridge. Mm-hmm. And, again, I was real little. I hadn't even, jumped the bridge yet. I could ollie off some curbs or something and maybe manual or something, but I didn't have no tricks yet. But I was just over there little kid, watching all these dudes skate the bridge, and Antoine jumps off the bridge doing something, and his board goes down into the ditch.
And this story.
I could have saved it, but I didn't know the etiquette of like that's what you do.
Saving the board, yeah.
Which I mean, you should just know that, but I didn't. I was like 10 or something. I was seriously little as fuck, like 10 or 11, little tiny kid, and I was just watching him skate. Antoine jumps off the bridge and his board just starts to go down into the ditch, and I just watched it roll. I was just looked right at it and watched it roll, and I could have saved it, but I didn't. And then he goes down there and gets it and like walks up the ditch. It just looks me right in the eye, and he's like, "Thanks." And I was just like, "Fucking goddamn it!" Like it was like one of those early life lessons, man, where you're like, "Yeah, dude, save the homie's board." Like that's just what you do, you know. You let it go down to the scum ditch that was all full of mosquito water.
Especially too, because like right where your board would drop in, it's like there was always a puddle there.
Always a shit puddle, dude. Just nasty old water.
It didn't rain for 3 months. No rain for 3 months, and it would still just fucking fall right there.
It would still there'd somehow be a puddle there. Like, what's wrong with this place? Like, how is there a puddle there right now?
Which, like, looking back at it now, it's like obviously like when the sprinklers like were on, it would trickle down. But like at the time, I was like, what the fuck? How does that even make sense? But yeah, dude, it was fucking. I remember because you know I grew up kind of shitty, so I started smoking at 10 years old. You know, it's not blaming my parents; it's my friends' parents at the time.
Yeah, dude.
And you know, just shitty situations or whatever. So I started smoking when I was 10 because we'd steal fucking cigarettes. Because they'd buy them by the carton. And
we used to do it too, man. You ain't alone, shit, man. We used to do that shit too. We were way too young.
I remember I'd ask people like, I'm like this 12, 13-year-old kid, be like, hey, can I take a drag of your cigarette? And they're like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, no, like for real.
Like I need some of that.
Like, give me some of that.
You gonna help me out?
Yeah. Like,
oh man.
You can keep looking at me like I'm fucking stupid. Like, no, I'm asking you for a cigarette. God, I'm like, I'll give you like 50 cents or something. You know, the money that I had that I was supposed to spend at like the Dollar General or something for a Gatorade. I was buying cigarettes, and I asked, you know, they shall remain nameless, just because. Not incriminating, but I asked him for a hit off their cigarette, and he's all, "Are you serious?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, and then he just drops it, and then looks at it, and I was all, "Cool," and picked it up.
God damn, like you can have it.
Yeah,
like he's not gonna hand it to you, but he could be like, "I'll drop this cigarette, and if you pick it up, that's on you."
That's exactly what happened. Dude, it was fucking awesome.
That's awesome. He hooked you up.
Dude, he did.
He understood. He was probably a smoker kid, too, that was like, man, fucking been there before.
Oh, for sure.
Like, he needs a cigarette just as bad as me. If not more, he's just a goddamn kid.
Yeah. Like, if I told you who it was, yeah, you'd be like, yeah, for sure. But again,
ain't trying to drop no names.
No, not on that. I mean, it's not illegal anymore.
No one even smokes cigarettes anymore. It's kind of funny. Like, kids.
I'm
like
sitting here puffing on this fucking
the
thing.
Kids, they all vape now.
Oh, dude, you're a high school teacher. All your fucking students are finger fucking and hitting vape pens.
Just vape pens, dude. Vape pens.
Dude, we could have never imagined that as kids.
Honestly, a few of the kids carry those around, but I hardly even see those much. Like, it's just kind of cool. Like, no, they don't even smoke or vape. Like,
really?
Which is kind of what you should do. Like,
so earthy.
You should just not smoke. And if you do smoke, you should try to vape to get off the smoking. And then if you don't smoke or don't vape, you should just breathe air.
Oh, dude. How your logic has changed.
Just breathe air.
But, how your logic has changed over the years. Because I remember back when, like, teenage Pat Chasm, early 20s Pat Chasm, smoking natives because they didn't have additives.
Oh, yeah. Well, and it's not only the whole additive thing, but I just liked them more because they just burned longer and they were just like more wholesome, like just pure tobacco. But I noticed they didn't smell as bad either. Like they still smell bad. Like cigarettes.
It's a cigarette.
Cigarettes are cigarette, but they didn't smell toxic to me. Like, and it could have been placebo shit, but like Brent Cass.
Oh, I know. Marlboro Lights.
Those Marlboro Light 100s, dude, and they'll just be burning. And
sucks them down, dude.
In the ashtray though, he'll just set one down and it's burning. Dano used to smoke those too, and those
That was my cigarettes. I
those
smoked
cigarettes,
lights
man.
forever.
There's something about those that are just, it's extra level stinky.
Yeah.
Like there's campfire stinky, and then there's like burning plastic in a campfire, like burning chemicals. And that, I would describe that as the analogy to the native cigarettes versus like the Marlboro. Like one of them smells like a campfire, and the other one smells like a campfire, like fueled by plastic. And you're like, what the fuck is wrong with these things? Like there's something wrong with these things, you know.
I eventually graduated to Marlboro Lights, but I smoked Pyramid Lights. Like I smoked like MILF cigarettes.
Dude, those Pyramids were rough too. I remember.
Oh my god.
That was a little after my smoking days, but every now and then I'd be like, yo, let me get a little hit of that or something. Be drunk, drinking, or like, let me fucking get a puff off that, and I'd be like, whew, those things are.
Dude, those put some hair on your chest.
And they burn quick, too. Like, there's something, they burn fast.
Oh,
like,
back in the... Dude, I go to the gas stations now, you know what I mean? Get my energy drink or get my, like, a body armor drink in the morning.
Sick.
And I look at the fucking price tags on shit. Back when I was, like, smoking Pyramids consistently, you know, when I was in, like, high school, I gave someone $5 to go to the fucking... What's that shitty gas station on 10th Street? The fucking one right behind Lowe's that would sell cigarettes to minors.
Oh, Save-A-Mat.
Save-A-Mat, yeah. It's not called that anymore, so and it hasn't been for years, so I forgot what it was. But yeah, the Save-A-Mat. I'd go give someone $5.
They that was Save-A-Ho.
Yeah, Save-A-Ho.
Go Save-A-Ho.
Give somebody $5, and that would get me a pack of cigarettes.
Oh, easy.
Now, dude, that same pack of cigarettes is like $7.50
for Pyramids.
Yeah, for the shittiest of shitty. You want fucking Marlboros? You're fucking $8, $9.
$10. Yeah, I have a friend. He was 18, and he could buy cigarettes, but then they changed the law to 21 and up. Mm-hmm. And so he went from being able to buy cigarettes to not being able to buy cigarettes. Mm-hmm. And so every now and then, like, he'd be like, "Oh man, can you fucking get me a pack?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I got you." Because I mean, it's just a fucking pack of cigarettes. He's an adult anyway. He can make his own decisions.
You can go serve his country.
Yeah. So I'm just like, yeah. And this dude, he's like really cool. He's one of the fewer young people that is younger than me that I look up to. Like that's how badass this kid is. And
I had a buddy like that. I mean, granted, it was snuff. You know what I mean? I dipped for a long time and stuff. You know, most redneck brown skin you'll ever meet. But so he had turned 18. You know, it was my buddy's little brother. But he had turned 18, and then 2 weeks later, they changed the law. Bullshit. So he could legally buy tobacco for 2 weeks.
That's how my dad was back in the day with the drinking laws.
Oh, yeah,
He was from, like, New York, like Buffalo, New York, or Niagara Falls, New York. Mm-hmm. And he was 19, and he could drink legally. And then all of a sudden, the laws changed or whatever, and then, like, he couldn't fucking drink. Like, that's almost even worse. Like, being able to go out to bars and party, and then all of a sudden being like, nah, like, we changed it, though. And you're like... Motherfucker, I've already been there, done that. Like, it's lame. Right? But yeah, like when I bought my homie some cigarettes, they were like $10 for some Marlboro Reds. It was like $9 and change. You know, I'm like, God damn.
That's why it was so worth me quitting smoking.
Those used to be like $5 a pack when we were.
Yeah.
And even that was expensive. Like, that's still a lot. Like, $5. I'm sure people like
to me, growing
fuck,
up,
I remember cigarettes being like, if there's anyone older listening to this, they're probably like, God damn, cigarettes were really cheap when I was a kid.
Oh, for sure.
But,
for sure.
You know, cigarettes were like fucking nickel when I grew up.
Yeah. But, like, so I used to fucking.
Oh, man.
You know, like, buy $4 or $5 packs of cigarettes or whatever. Now those same packs of cigarettes are $7-8 and. Like, don't get me wrong, because I smoked a lot. I mean, you remember, I used to smoke like 2 packs a day.
Oh, god damn, that's a lot. Yeah, holy shit.
And I fucking, luckily I quit and everything like that. But hell, even with these fucking stupid things, they're not much better. A pack of these things for 2 of them is like $12.
And they don't last that long.
These will last me like 2-3 days.
Just depends, huh?
Yeah, like the pack of 2 lasts me like 3 days or so. But the thing I hate about these, because, you know, you're like, oh, I'm quitting smoking. Mm-hmm. And, you know, now I'm not smoking 2 packs a day, but I smoke these. I feel like these make it easier. You know, you're burning through one of these because, oh, fuck, there's no smell. I can smoke it inside. And then it's, like, in your fucking mouth all day long.
All the time. You end up vaping more than you were smoking before.
Yeah, because at least when you were smoking, you had to get up and go outside.
Like my brother has a vape, and I really like puffing the vape when he's around, you know, because we'll be chilling and kicking it, and he's got a vape, and he always keeps it all top notch with the dope coil. He doesn't overdo it either, like these people on the internet and shit, where it's like these vape.
Oh, those fucking things that are like a brick.
He's not trying. It's just he keeps it just right, like that middle ground where it's like it's satisfying. It's not overkill. It's got good flavor. It keeps the coil fresh, and anyway, I enjoy it a little bit, but I could see that in fact, I did have one for a little while. I got one.
I remember that. Yeah.
And I think it came down to like I was spending some money on it. But one time I was gonna get a gym membership.
Yeah.
I had a gym membership previously, and I wasn't using it that much.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I should probably just save the money and not get rid of the gym membership. And then later on, like a year later or something, I was like vaping or whatever, and I had a vape thing, and I started thinking about it. Like, if I buy new coils and vape every so often, how much money is it? How much money am I spending on this? Mm-hmm. And at the same time, I was thinking about like, oh, I should get a gym membership again. And I remember being like, I don't know if I should spend the money on it. And I was like, motherfucker, trade the vape for a gym membership, like in my own head. And I was like, you're spending the same amount of money either way. And I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do or whatever. This is just my own battle in my own head, being like, I don't know if I should spend money on a gym membership. And at the same time, I'm spending the same amount of money on a vape. And I'm just like, just stop vaping and go to the gym. That one's better for you, you know?
Well, and that was kind of like my thing. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's cliche and not exactly easy to do. Or I'm not telling anyone else to do that. This is the argument and going on in my own head.
Well, and see, like I was telling you, like I went through that spot, like, you know, where I was really bad off. You know what I mean? I was drinking like fucking crazy. You know what I mean? I still drink, but who gives a shit about that? You know, as long as you're not managing it, or if it gets to the point where it's unmanageable, pardon me, where you're just. I'm gonna get off work and I'm gonna go get fucked up.
Brent says it best, dude. Like, he's like, you could go home every night and drink a 12-pack every night if you want and not be an alcoholic. But if you go home and one night you don't have your 12-pack and you start losing your fucking shit and you can't function because like now you don't have your fucking 12-pack.
Yeah.
Like that's when it's
well, and it's like what I was telling you is like, you know, I can drink, you know, like a night like tonight where I really don't have a lot of responsibilities going on, whatever.
Sure.
But it was at the point where I was like, dude, I'm showing up to work hungover every fucking day.
And sometimes you were drinking like
at work
while making.
Yeah, dude.
And these are your old jobs, by the way. So,
yeah, no, not now.
Whatever. But
yeah, this was back in Ohio.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, but they would condone it.
Your homies would go get all trashed on shift.
Yeah,
and be like selling cars.
They would condone it.
Yeah,
my bosses would.
Like, yo, man, let's go get some beers for lunch. It's basically what they were saying to you.
Not really. They were like, dude, you're being an asshole, and it's like noon, and you haven't sold a car. Why don't you go across the street?
Get lubed up real quick.
Yeah. Well, there's this place across the road.
Oh, man.
Like right from the dealership I worked at. It was called Los Panchos, and their happy hour is the shit. Their happy hour is $3 32-ounce Modelo's.
Wow.
Yeah.
$3 32-ounce Modelo's.
So I would go spend $15 in beer and maybe $10 in shots. Like
man.
And come back and sell like 3 or 4 cars.
Dude.
But it sucked. I mean, a lot of that had to do with like, so it sounds stupid to like people that aren't in this line of work, but it's stressful because, you know, you're commission only. You know, you don't get paid you work 400 hours a month. And
if you're not selling cars, you might as well have a different job.
Yeah.
In fact, they'll pretty much just get rid of you.
They'll shit can you so fast it's not even funny. It doesn't matter. Because
you're not even serving yourself at that point. You're working for nothing.
Exactly.
And they know you're working for nothing. So they're like, you might as well just dip.
Right.
So and you have to sell cars.
Your income, you know, because you're not used to that steady income of like, you know, like at the mill, you know.
Check.
$8 an hour. This is what it is. Here's your 40 hours. You know what you're going to make.
Yep.
It's not like that.
No.
You know, you can go and make $12,000 one month selling cars. And then the next month, you might not make $3,000 or $4,000. You know what I mean? So one month you're eating steak, the next month you're like, fuck, like I gotta go buy ramen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You gotta save and budget and plan ahead.
And it's up and down like crazy. Right. And right now is one of those times. You know what I mean? Right now is like, you don't need to really know how to sell cars right now because of the way the market is and everything.
People are buying a lot of cars right
People
now.
are just paying stupid money for cars and buying all sorts of shit, and then you can't get cars because of everything going on. Because, again, fuck COVID.
Yeah, oh man.
Because of all the parts layoffs and the manufacturer layoffs at the actual plants and stuff like that, because they can't get enough employees or they're getting sick and they can't risk it.
I noticed that the skateboard industry got hit hard because, like,
Exactly.
I would go to Eastern Skate Supply or whatever. There'd be no boards, no wheels,
They
no
have no
trucks,
one to produce. They have no
nothing.
one to produce anything.
I ordered these orange curb decks like months ahead of time, and they were like, I was like, the dude never emails me back. I'm like, I'm always all like super polite and professional with my emails, and this dude's just all like, yo, they'll be there like September.
When they get there.
They'll be there like September.
Yeah,
So
quit
it's
asking
like
me shit.
July. I was like, God damn, dude. Okay.
Bitch, we're in a pandemic. Quit
I'm like-
asking me shit.
I'm like, motherfucker, I just gave you like several $100 for a stack of boards. Like, at least give me the courtesy to like fucking, yeah, they'll be there. Like, sorry for the inconvenience, but nah, it's funny. It's kind of funny in a way that he doesn't beat
But
around
it's
the bush.
everything. That shit affects everything. Not just the auto, not skate. Like it's everything.
Everything.
And it's kind of shitty if you think about it. Just how crazy things have gotten because of this. You know what I mean? Because of the pandemic.
It's fucking whack.
But yeah, so one of these times, like right now, you don't really. People are gonna pay stupid money, and it's true. We don't overcharge people. We don't do any of that at our dealership because we're a single point store. That means we only own one store. We don't
Sure.
do new. We only do new and used out of this one dealership. We don't own multiple, like the ones locally or the one I worked for in Ohio or in Houston, shit like that. But we hear all these fucking stories and everything like that of all these people. Someone was trying to charge $40,000 over MSRP. 40,000.
40,000 over MSRP.
Yeah, which MSRP, there's already markup at MSRP, and they're charging 40,000 over
Wow.
because they know someone will pay it.
That's insane.
It's stupid. It is incredibly stupid.
Like,
But so the car business is very much so a lot like the normal market, like where there's trends. And right now, the way we're trending is it'll be 2008 all over again, where people can't get cars off their lot. We're short on cars now. People are paying all this money. People are making money in the car business. Blah blah blah. And then give it a year, and people will be fucked. Absolutely fucked.
what do you think? I hear, or let's like like Blockbuster, video stores, Hastings, places like that. They're irrelevant now because of like live stream, or not live streaming, but streaming services, Netflix, Hulu, all this shit. And you can just get any movie you want pretty much any time you want. Shit, even the movies coming out in the theater since the pandemic, they offer like at home
Right.
movie theater. So what do you think about car dealerships? Like, do you think those will eventually go away? Like the video store went away? Is that even in
No.
like comparison?
I mean, no, it's
Like,
a
'cause
good.
if
It's
you
a
could-
good comparison.
If you could order a car
Well, and technically you can now.
like Carvana or
Yeah,
whatever the fuck.
like you have like Carvana, CarMax is big on stuff like that, where you have like these car vending machines. But no, they'll never take over, and for very simple reasons. Those companies, like right now, especially right now that it's like super hard to get cars. They take forever to get them to you, so they deliver them to you, right? You order them because the Carvana thing for New Mexico is out of Albuquerque, just like most things, like
Sure.
the Amazon factory and whatever. They do, but it takes you 4 weeks to get this car, and then you get it, and people are like, "Well, they have a give back policy, blah blah blah." Well, it's not true. You sign paperwork, you own this car for almost a month, and you don't even have it. New Mexico is what's called a wedding state. So the second you sign, it's yours. There's no remorse period. There's nothing in this state. So you buy this car, it gets there, and you're like, fuck. Like, it's not what I wanted, or there's problems with it. People are like, they have a buyback program. It's not a buyback program. You have to read the fine print. It's what's called an exchange program. That means, so you already got approved through your bank, right? The bank approved you for $30,000. That means that exchange program, you don't get a fucking brand new car. You don't get to opt out of it and choose you have to choose a car that they have that's within those parameters of that $30,000 approval. Does that make sense?
Right. Yep.
So it's an exchange. Like, oh fuck, this car is not what I was really looking for, and you only have 7 days to do that once you actually get the car.
And who knows what they have in those 7 days?
Exactly. But the biggest reason, the absolute biggest reason that I know for a fact they'll never take over. Do you know how many fucking people buy cars that don't know how to work Bluetooth?
I never thought of it like that.
That you will always need someone to show you how to work your car. Carvana does not have salespeople. You know, the CarMax has their stores where they have salespeople, but they're trying to switch to this more Carvana approach. And Vroom's the other one. They don't actually have salespeople. They have what's called, like, in the car sales business, like the business development center side of things, like the internet salespeople,
right? That
don't really make commission. I mean, I don't know how their pay plans work.
They're not on site, like doing it hands on.
No. But you don't have anyone that comes and shows you how to work your car, or they don't have a service center. If something breaks, like you buy a car through them, and it breaks down, you're not taking it to the Carvana auto shop.
No.
You're taking it to Sierra Blanca. You're taking it to Desert Sun. You're taking it to one of us that's here.
Sure.
Because it's locally. Now, I'm not saying that their process may not be very easy, because I'm sure it very much so is. You know, but why would you go, if you wanted to buy a $40,000, $50,000 car, why the fuck would you wait for it for a month? Us as a country, we're a very in-demand, I want this right now.
Dude, you ain't kidding.
Go look at McDonald's. McDonald's is the exact same way. We want this right now. That's why we go to fucking McDonald's. Because I don't want to go to a restaurant and have to order and wait 35 minutes for my food to get there. I want it now.
I don't want to go to a grocery store. I don't want to cook. I don't want to do dishes. I don't want to do any of that shit. I want it right now.
I don't want to wait in line. That's why they have self-checkouts at grocery stores. I want it now.
Yep.
That's how we are. Why the fuck would you wait 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, however long it takes for you to get this car, and then not even know how to work it, and have no one to show you how to work it, and not have any, like, not be able to hold those people accountable if anything goes wrong?
Yep.
It'll never last. Car salesmen, in the sense of mechanics, we will always be needed.
Good.
You know what I mean? And it's good. But it's only good for the people that make it good.
I think it's good because it's the same way that the video store, in my opinion, would still be good, or the record store. Mm-hmm. Now, vinyl, for instance, what always comes back. I know this kid. Oh, yeah. This kid that I met, he's cool. His name's Tomas. He's super cool, but he collects vinyl, and he's always getting this vinyl. But it'd be cool to have a vinyl shop, and they still thrive. Old things always come back, like photography. Now everyone's a photographer, right? Like everyone has a phone with a killer fucking camera.
Exactly.
So like the art of photography, though, like having a real camera and shooting on real film and all that. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it is cool, and it is coming back in the same way that vinyl is still cool, still relevant. So
exactly.
Certain things like the video store, like that shit was cool, man. Hastings, you know, the magazines, the CDs, and the whole thing, like, or the Blockbuster and all that. I really liked that, you know. But now you can just fucking stream and get shit on the internet. So I was thinking about the car industry, and if it would ever go away, but
it won't.
Hopefully it won't.
But and see, like when things aren't the way they are now, like with COVID, you know what I mean? We can't get cars because they can't manufacture them because they don't have people, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Everything that I just, like, you know, listed off. That system works fucking great. Because you used to be able to buy a car from them when, like, they were first starting pre-COVID. You'd be able to buy a car from them. You'd have it there in a few days. Boom.
Carvana, right?
Yeah. Boom, you're done. But you still didn't have anyone to show you how to work it. You had to figure it out. You watch YouTube, whatever. The
7-day trial.
Yeah, that 7-day thing
if it has any problems, you're still out.
Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. All that stuff still existed, but it was the convenience of being able to get it and not talk to a salesperson. And the convenience of being able to get it and not talk to a salesperson stems from the old school way of buying cars. We have more information on this fucking thing right here that we hold every day in our hands than when sent a fucking spaceship to the moon 60, 70 years ago, however long it was.
Right, yeah,
you can't lie to people.
1969 or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. You can't lie to people.
No.
They can just Google that shit.
Yep. Kelly
So-
Blue Book, whatever.
but
This is how
don't-
much this car is worth. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly. So, but like back in like the 60s, 70s, whatever the fuck prior, I would never have worked in this business because car salesmen were pieces of shit. And you still have a lot of these old school car guys that think of it like either they were, that started like in, late 80s, early 90s or whatever, that still have that mentality that stem a bad name for people like us. Like people like me, like I would never lie to anybody because I know what it feels like to be on the other side of that desk.
Yeah. As a customer, you've been a consumer or a buyer.
Of anything. It doesn't
Of
matter. I was never in a dealership because I started working for one 2 weeks after I graduated high school. So I'd never been there as a consumer. But, you go to fucking Walmart, you go to Verizon, you expect a certain type of customer service that wasn't around back then in this business.
Yep.
If you're just nice to people, honest, don't fucking try to fuck people out of money. Because we all work hard for our fucking money. You know what I mean? Nobody goes to a 9 to 5 for fucking thinking, oh, it's nothing. I'll just fucking lose this money.
No, yeah. The only way, that you could really say it is like, well, if you weren't getting paid, would you be here? And you're like, fuck, no, I wouldn't be here. If they didn't give me a check, I wouldn't be here. And you're like,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So everyone values that, heavily.
Yeah. So
you know what it's like to work for something, and you expect.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is back in it was the convenience of having it now.
Yep.
Even though people don't, because a lot of times us as humans, we naturally do it. We refuse to look at the big picture. You don't look at what happens a year, 6 months, whatever, however long you want it. You don't look at what could possibly happen.
Possibilities, man.
Because New Mexico has a lemon law for cars, for used cars. That is only 15 days or 500 miles. That's it.
No shit.
So, if you buy a fucking car, literally, if you buy a used car and you live here out of Albuquerque, you have 15 days, but you only have 500 miles. You're driving it back home here, you're already out over half of it.
Yeah, 260 miles or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's like 278 miles one way.
Yep.
You're already out almost,
What are you
almost
gonna do?
3/4 of
Tow
it.
it back?
Yeah, exactly. Like something better have happened, that motor better have grenaded, and you can take it back, and then they have to fix it to a dealer or whatever. But that's it. What happens if something happens only a month later, but you've already put those 500 miles on it? Someone like me, I work an hour away from where I live.
So you could still help people in that situation.
Yeah.
Whereas Carvana or whatever the fuck, they're like, you're out.
Yeah, if you have that $500, and even we've had it in the time that I've been in this business to where if something happened and you were a little bit over it, we'd still at least help you with the pricing or something. We'd do something.
Something.
Those places get fucked. After 15 days, 500 miles, if
They're
that car
done.
breaks and you didn't buy an extended warranty or anything like that, if that car breaks in half, you know what you are? The proud owner of both halves.
Shit out of luck.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a life lesson.
So you would strongly recommend against probably shopping through those.
Yeah, because you don't have anyone that you can hold accountable. Let's say you go to a fucking car dealership, even if it's the worst experience of your life. The salesman's a piece of shit, whatever. He's a liar, whatever. You have someone to hold accountable.
That's right.
Instead of trying to call a 1-800 number.
It's like me with GoPro, how I got fucked.
Yeah.
I bought a GoPro. There was something wrong with it. It wasn't user error. It was legitimately something wrong with it. I sent it back. It got lost in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
They never did shit about it. I got fucked.
Mm-hmm.
And I basically just got fucked out of a GoPro. And never got it back. And it finally got to the point where I was like, well, I'll just buy one from Walmart. Because at least if there's an issue, Walmart will take it back.
Well, but I'm big on that in every aspect.
Motherfuckers.
With insurance, my car insurance, for example.
And you think these companies are so big, they would have a built-in policy, if something gets lost in the mail, we just have this fund. Because customer satisfaction is above 1 unit.
They don't give
how
two
much
shits.
How much is one GoPro to the company? One. Yeah. Not that much.
They got that fucking
They can eat
GoPro
it.
that they just sold for $300, $400. They got it
could
built
eat it.
for $20.
They could eat it. Now, if you got claims all the time, I mean, I don't know. It just depends on how how far.
I'm big on that with everything.
But
like
if I was a huge ass company, I'd have that built in. I'd be like, if anyone ever gets fucked on return mail, let's just get them a new one and we'll figure it out. Mm-hmm. But they didn't do that shit for me, bastards. Fuck you, GoPro.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
That wasn't a sponsored shout out either. I'm just kidding.
No, it's the opposite. It's like GoPro can go fuck themselves real professionally, like.
Yep. But no, I'm big on that with everything. Like even just like my car insurance, dude, is what I'm. You know, the point is, like I have a local agent here. You know, like because you can't do like Geico, you can't do Progressive. You'll never get hold of anybody. Because like, but you can do like like Farmers, Allstate, State Farm, shit like that, where they have local agents. You have someone you can hold accountable if something gets fucked up.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't mean it like I'm out here just like only doing local business because if something inconveniences me, I want to go chew somebody's ass. No, that's not what I mean. It's if I need something done, at least I know who they are. And
sure.
They're like, cool, yeah, I got you.
Having a rep, it's like having a rep. Like at Eastern Skate Supply, I have a rep, and like at the point distribution, that dude who's like real short with me over the emails.
Yeah.
That motherfucker. But at least I have him.
Yeah.
At least he's there.
Yeah.
But
it's not one of those like you dial 1-800, press 1 for English, and then Aladdin answers.
And yeah, that's how GoPro was for me.
You know what I mean?
Aladdin, yeah. And then it was like multiple Aladdins, and then just another 800 number, and then just multiple more Aladdins. Mm-hmm. Nothing against Aladdin.
Yeah. No. But yeah, no. But that's what it is.
You don't get
They
anybody.
don't give two shits.
They don't care.
No, they're a multi-billion-dollar company. Why the fuck would they care?
So, man, to switch gears a little bit, though, you've been riding some dirt bikes, dude?
Yeah, dude.
What's good with that shit?
I'm trying to get back into it, like I was like talking to you about before we started all this. I've been trying to be a lot healthier, eating healthier. And, dude, I had that nasty beer gut. I was fucking gaining weight like crazy, and it wasn't obviously like healthy weight. It was just like empty bullshit just from drinking all the time and just being lazy. So about a month ago, and still the same thing, like even in the motorcycle industry, it's hard for them to get anything. So I got a bike out of Lawton, Oklahoma. This dude, Steven, fucking badass, made it super easy. And so I bought this bike and been fucking riding, working out, and I'm racing for the first time, a full season.
Oh, sick.
So I'm doing every race at Thule. The first one is 18th and 19th of September, so next month. But I'm going to do one race out in Amarillo, Labor Day weekend out in Bowers.
So sick.
Yeah, Bowers Motocross.
So what's the deal with these races? Like, how does it work? Like Ryan, for instance, he used to race, like, hobby stock cars out at Sertoma and shit. I don't know anything about it, but how does it work?
So, like, for us, it's not like a qualifying event. It's a local motocross track. So you pay your money for the weekend. You go and practice on Saturdays. And then you have 2 motos. So technically you race twice. And then you have an overall score based on the points that you score in that day on Sundays. So you go and, you race twice. Or you practice, do what's basically called a sight lap. So you can kind of see how the track's going to be, whatever. Early in the morning, starting around 7:30, 7:45, and then races start at 9. Then there's like an intermission around like 12:30, eat lunch for 30 minutes, and then you're back out.
Sick.
But they have a certain race order because they have everything from kids that are 4 to 6
different
years old.
Divisions or whatever.
Yeah, so they're called classes. So you have like these kids that are 4 to 6 years old on the 50 class, all the way up to. Hell, you have classes, you have your 250, 450, pro,
as
amateur,
far as the
novice.
size of bike or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's very precise as to the class that you pick.
Nice.
But you have all the way up to open classes. So I'm racing over 25 open on the B class. You have C, B, and A. So you have like novice, amateur, and expert.
Nice.
I'll race amateur just to try to get back in race pace. And then, but they have the same thing all the way up to over 50.
Wow.
So you got dudes that are fucking 50, 60 years old that are just out there ripping.
Sure. Yeah. Like Dano or somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Dano did some races. I don't know if he was doing anything on a track. I don't know what he was doing.
He
like
did desert races for a long time.
Races, yeah.
Yeah, which are way harder.
Gnarly.
So on Sunday, last Sunday, I went and rode 100 fucking miles. Wow. With a big group. Like, there was like 15 of us, and a majority of those dudes were all over 50 years old.
What?
And they kicked the shit out of me.
What kind of terrain did you put 100 miles on?
So that was like out at Red Sands. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with the area, but it's right before the it's mile marker 45, right before the Border Patrol checkpoint.
Is it going south of Border Patrol or north?
It's north of Border Patrol.
North of Border Patrol.
Yeah, by like 2 miles.
Yeah. Okay. I've been there once or twice. Shit. Vaguely remember it.
Well, you go through there, and we take off from the pits, and or like where you park, and it's like a lot of deep sand, soft sand rollers. So you're just, constant, and then all the way up. So when you're driving to Cruces, off and you look off to the left, there's those two big mountains that are just it's those two mountains randomly there.
Right out there.
That's where we were at.
Nice.
All the way there and all the way back. And I got my ass handed to me.
And what do you mean by that? So how are these old dudes like they're good at it?
Oh, they're fucking bad. Because it's
how
riding motocross
is
like all cardio.
No, okay, so it's physical activity.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're trying to muscle around a 250-pound dirt bike.
So people think it's like, oh, you jump on this bike and, like, the bike's doing a lot of it. And obviously the bike is doing a lot of it, but you're doing a lot of physical activity.
Yeah, I mean, it's all core strength, cardio, shit like that. You know what I mean?
And I imagine you feel it with time, right? Like, when you first get on, you're doing good, but it's like an endurance kind of thing. Like, the longer you're out there, the more intense it gets.
Well, oh, for sure.
Maybe, like,
so you get what's called arm pump. Which is, because you're muscling the dirt bike around and all this shit, all your blood flows to your forearms. So your forearms get fucking, super hard.
Just
like almost like you're like white knuckle gripping something.
Yeah.
Well, then it prevents you from being able to open your hands, and it's fatigue.
Yeah.
It fucks you up. But yeah. But these guys, these older cats, they're well versed in it, and they do this shit every weekend. The group that we rode with goes out every Sunday at 7 a.m. is when they take off.
Wow.
Into the desert. 7 a.m.
It'd almost be like someone who runs all the time, and then you're a new runner.
Yeah.
And you go and try and run with these people, and they're like,
yeah,
they can go all goddamn day, and you're like, dude, I'm fucking toast.
Well, and see, I didn't
realize...
Until
you get acclimated like they are.
Yeah, and see, I didn't realize we were riding that far. So we go out there, and dude, we're hauling fucking ass. And
like how fast do you think?
There's definitely some spots where we're going like 60 to 80 miles an hour.
And this is straight desert, not a street, not a road.
No, just like every kind of terrain, super like a bunch of like rollers means there's just like whoops. I don't know how to explain them. There's just multiple humps, and they're like waist deep, and you're fucking hauling ass.
You're just hitting the high end of them.
Yeah, exactly. You're getting fucking tore up, and then you want to keep. But with the desert, it's different because you want to keep that ass end all the way down through it because the sand is this deep. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which doesn't seem like a lot, but 2 feet of sand, it's gnarly.
It swallows the whole back
You have
tire.
to go fast. You have to go fast to be able to stay on top of that sand, or else you'll just sink.
You'll just sink.
Yeah. And but yeah, dude, it's brutal. It's brutal on the body. Like, no one really, like, because the whole time you're doing something like that and you're trying to keep a fast pace, like, your average, like, heart BPM is, like, 175, 178.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's high.
So it's like HIIT training or high-intensity interval training, but for long periods of time. Like, it's just extreme.
Yeah, because, like, for normally, I don't even remember, like, what a healthy heart rate is when you're, like, just chilling. But I'm pretty sure it's like 80 beats per minute. So you're 100 beats per minute over that.
So you're just like running on a treadmill.
Yeah.
Pretty much, like at full speed.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like I don't know, but I imagine like after a long period of time, the time itself becomes a factor. It's like doing an ab workout or something. Like you start out and you're like, I got this. But like minutes into it, or like your later sets in the workout, you're like totally like burned.
Yeah, for sure.
You're
And then
totally
you have these
gassed.
different fluctuations of speed where you're balls to the wall, pinned, and then you're going really slow and like technical, and you're on your feet the whole time, you know, standing up, trying to maintain it because you're going through. Because we went up through these rollers, went into some deep washes, you know, like arroyos, that are just nothing but loose sand. That makes it really hard to keep your bike up unless you're going fast. And then to like real narrow single track type deal on a cliff.
Oh shit!
You know, like all rocky, and you can fly off a fucking cliff if you're not careful.
You ain't kidding, and you're out there in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, like you're getting medevaced out if
you
you
ain't
get
getting no
fucked.
fucking hospital
You
like
get a beer out of there?
anytime soon,
Yeah.
dude. Like, you know, like you're out there in nature basically.
Yeah, and like if you're lucky enough to have cell service, you're getting medevaced. You know, you're going on a fucking helicopter.
Dude. No
Crazy.
joke, man. So you're what size bike are you riding? Like
A 450.
no shit.
Yeah, it's the biggest one you can buy right now. Like for motocross.
Sick, dude. Sick.
It's fucking hilarious, dude. I can't touch the ground.
And oh man. So the bike's pretty big in comparison to you. But hey, man.
Seat height on it is like 42 inches.
So what kind of races are you doing? Like circle tracks or?
No, motocross. So like
Motocross.
jumps. You know,
Oh,
all that
sick.
shit. Yeah.
So the full kit. Dude.
Yeah, the same way I used to do like when I was younger. Fuck that.
So there's whoop sections, jumps.
To an extent,
Uh,
Thule is very
turns.
tame. Yeah, turns,
berms
jumps,
or whatever.
whoops, rhythms, stuff like that. Thule is a very tame track. And what I mean by that is like a lot of the jumps there, like they're kind of big, but they're not really dangerous. So like if you come up short on a tabletop, you know, it's a plateau.
Yeah.
So you just land on flat and then just keep going.
Right.
But when I was growing up racing Thule, there was doubles, triples, and stuff, which is like a double is just one hill, nothing, another hill. where
Another
you're
hill,
supposed
like
to land.
kicker to kicker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you fucking case one,
You're done.
you're fucked.
You're going overboard.
Yeah, you're absolutely fucked.
Whatever that movie was you were talking about earlier, you're going through the windshield.
Yeah, you're fucking Rachel
You're
McAdams yourself. But
And then there's triples,
yeah.
or there's a jump in between.
So when I was growing up, we had a jump called Kong, 120 feet.
Damn.
You know, it's huge. And,
Wow.
Dude, but it's like now, I think the biggest one out there is maybe 60, 70. It's not that bad. And with the technology on these new bikes, dude, like, I'm not even out of third gear.
So when you hit these jumps, about how fast are you going, typically?
Probably 45 miles an hour, 45, 50, something like that.
That's still sick, though.
Yeah, it's a blast.
And that feels a lot faster. Like 45 miles in the car, 45 miles out an hour in the car doesn't feel that fast.
Oh, no.
But
you
on a
have no
bike-
shrouds, no covering. It's just fucking wind. And
That's
you
pretty
get
fast.
there's a guy in front of you. You're getting pelted by rocks.
Yeah.
Like, or like mud clots. Fucking so much fun.
It sounds like you're tearing it up out there, dude.
I'm gonna pretend to.
When's the next race?
September 18th or 19th.
So sick.
Yeah, September 18th is practice. That's for Thule. But my first race back will be Bowers MX in Amarillo, September 5th, Labor Day weekend.
Dope.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be a blast.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Just trying to be healthier, you know what I mean? And
Me too, man.
getting that exercise groove where you're actually doing something physical instead of sitting on your fucking ass the whole time.
Time slips away quick.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you won't realize how much time you're like, damn, I haven't really done any exercise, anything physical in a while. And you need that shit. The human body needs that shit.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I mean, you can sit there and let it wither away if you want.
It's like we were talking about earlier. Health is all you got. If you're not up on your health, your body, your physical health is your vehicle. And without your vehicle, you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's why I was so big on trying to make a change. Dude, I felt like shit every fucking day. You know, being hungover and other vices and shit. I was in my early 20s. You know what I mean? I shouldn't be feeling like that.
You shouldn't be feeling like that, no.
No, you should be... That point, when you're 15 to 16 to 25, 26, that should be like the most energetic points of your life, and I am fucking wore out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you were fucking burning the midnight oil.
Yeah, dude, just fucking burning the candle at both ends the whole time, and it was just brutal. It completely fucked me up, and I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. But now, you know, you start taking care of yourself, you start feeling a lot better.
Sick.
But yeah, dude, fucking, not to change topics or anything, but fuck, dude,
No, change it up.
We're talking about the IHOP night.
Oh, the IHOP night.
Yeah.
So what happened again? I don't even know if I'm sure which night you're talking about.
We were pretty sauced, and we went to IHOP at like 2 a.m, and it was when you guys found out that I love country music.
Oh yeah, country music.
Dude, I was singing along to. I was like, "Oh, dude, this is fucking Chris Young, or this is this and this," and it was like singing along to every song.
So we're at IHOP at like 3 a.m. or something. There's these country songs coming on, and you know all the words and all the lyrics to, you know, to all of them, and you're like singing along with them. Like
just totally sauced.
You were like, dude, I love country. And at first, I was like, I thought you were kind of fucking with me a little bit. Like you're like, nah, dude, I love this shit. And then I was like, whatever. I was like, in my head, I'm like, maybe he just knows this song or the next, you know. But it's like 7 songs later, and you're like, know every song that comes
dude,
on. I'm like, God damn.
Love country music.
This fool has some country music, like for real.
Most redneck brown skin you'll ever meet, dude. But yeah, no, dude, I love that country music. And
where'd all that come from? Like growing up as a kid, or?
Yeah, just growing up as a kid. It was just my dad. So when we first moved to Alamogordo, when I was like 3 or 4 or something like that, dude, my dad would play the same Randy Travis album all the time because I loved it. I loved Randy Travis's music. I don't know why.
Sick.
And then he would play like a lot of Alan Jackson and stuff like that. And dude, and I think it's funny. Like, you know, I definitely like always dressed the part, except for like my skateboarding career. I was like, you know,
you were all thugged out, baggy pants. And
yeah, dude, I was wearing tall tees and I've never been tall, you know. And but yeah, dude, it's fucking crazy. You know what I mean?
So you've always been country at heart, anyway.
Dude, always.
Nice.
Always, and I loved it so much. But there's, you know, you know how I am. Like, we've been on plenty of road trips together. Like, I love all types of music.
Absolutely. And,
you know,
and we all do. And even someone like me, like before, I would have said something like, I don't really like country. I used to. And maybe I still don't. But for somebody like me, or somebody who would definitely be like, oh, I don't like country, what would you recommend? Like, what would you be like, nah? Like, if I threw you a playlist, you might like some country. Do you have any recommendations?
Oh, for sure, dude. Because, I mean, you got to think. Like, so, like someone like you, for example, like your music preferences and stuff like that loves rock, heavy metal, fucking all that type of shit. I would never recommend anything that comes out today. Because fuck all that bullshit. They're all a bunch of fucking fags.
And you don't listen to much of it, don't like much of it?
No hating on like the LMNOP community or whatever the fuck they call
No,
themselves.
the alphabet people, we're not dissing you.
No. But they're not country. But
they're not country in the old school way of
exactly.
like manly ass country. Like,
dude, the best fucking country group ever. The Highwaymen. Chris Christopherson, Johnny Cash, fucking Willie Nelson, you know, it's the fucking shit.
You know what's cool? What I realized about country too, like I don't know this for sure, but it seems American as fuck.
Dude, it's so American.
Like country music is one of those things that's like red, white, and blue, motherfucker.
Yeah,
like America,
but like old,
but like
country.
authentic, like it came from America. Like
exactly. That's
like if you look,
yeah,
hundreds of years from now, if someone's looking at country music, studying it, like Baroque music, classical music, or these different eras of music,
yeah,
country music will be like a North American thing, right?
Yeah. Oh, for sure,
Like,
for sure. It's all, but it all you wouldn't believe it, but like Waylon Jennings, and you know, like the Highwaymen, you know, again like Willie, Waylon, Johnny Cash, and Chris Christopherson. A lot of their music is a very big derivative of like outlaw country music or outlaw Mexican music. No shit. They have a song called Deportee, and it was originally written in like the 20s or 30s as a protest, or no, I'm sorry, in the 40s, as a protest song for there's a big plane crash in Los Gatos Canyon. It's a canyon out in Colorado in California that killed a shit ton of people that were being deported. You know what I mean? They were fruit farmers out in California, and they were getting deported. And on this plane crash, they all died because they crashed in the middle of nowhere.
Damn.
And it was a protest song because the news media came out and talked about no person was ever actually named. They never actually gave their names. They were deportees. That's all they called them, deportees. And the song is all about that.
No shit.
That it talks about how, some of us are illegal, some of us people don't want us here, but fruits are being rotten because we're not there picking them, blah blah blah, this and that. But all we're known as is deportees. And the song was originally in Spanish, and it got transferred over, and they made it their own. And one of the original, so it was because when they did the cover of it, it was like 69 to 72, somewhere in there. It was I can't remember if it was like the nephew or something like that. It was a relative of the person that originally wrote the song, is the point I'm trying to make. And dude, it was fucking awesome because that guy was in it. Like, they did this whole song, and then at the end he's like singing the same lyrics but in Spanish.
No shit.
Yeah, so there's a lot of, and if you listen to old school country and stuff like that, there's a lot of talk of shit from Mexico and all these just being a badass. You know what I mean? They talk a lot about federales. They talk about just outlaws, Billy the Kid, all this stuff.
It almost reminds me of like gangster rap, but like real.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying gangster rap isn't real, but some of those fools are fake.
For sure.
Some of them are just talking
especially these days.
They're just talking about guns and drugs and all this, and they talk and talk and talk about it. But these old cowboy dudes, like out in the West, and these Mexicans and stuff that you're talking about, like those motherfuckers were doing some gangster shit.
Oh, for sure.
Real gangster shit.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, dude. But like nowadays, there's fucking fantastic artists that are like very like. So there's this guy. His name's Coulter Wall. Okay, his music, his voice in general resembles Johnny Cash so much. It's awesome. Wow. It's just such a his music is all around good, and it's not too much. There's not all of these different components making up a song. I should probably explain it better. But what I mean is, like, you hear a lot of today's music where, they got two different types of snares, and then they still have drum backgrounds, and they have 5 or 6 different people playing guitars, and it's all this mashup of shit where sometimes the song can feel like too much.
It's just overproduced.
Like there's no real harmony to it because it's a lot.
It's information overload.
Exactly. Coulter Wall might have 2 or 3 guitars and 1 drummer, at best.
Right, like lead guitar, rhythm guitar, bass guitar, drums.
Exactly.
Typical rock setup.
Exactly, and it's a very unique metronome that he follows. It's very smooth, very thing. Same thing goes for Sturgill Simpson. And there's this one old boy. His name's Tyler Childers, and I don't know if you ever heard his music, but this old boy started off as he started singing because he was part of a church choir, but he loved bluegrass. So it's very authentic bluegrass type music. But these are all awesome. Newer artists that still follow real country music.
Yeah.
You get a bunch of these fuckers like Dan Shay, Blake Shelton, all these fuckers.
It's commercialized.
It's pop.
It's pop.
It's not country. But you have a lot of these fucking dumb shits anymore that are like, you mention truck and Bud Light, and they're gonna nut.
Right.
But that doesn't mean it's country.
No.
Like,
no, what it is it's marketable. That's what it is.
exactly.
And there's that in all genres.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's cool hearing it like a country connoisseur because it's the same thing with like metal. Like I'm into all kinds of music, a lot of instrumental music, rap, rock, hip hop. I probably know the lyrics to more rap songs than anybody would ever give me credit for.
Oh,
like
for sure.
some white boy. Like I
For
know
sure.
a fuckload of rap.
The fucking Silver City Trip
And,
bumping the whole 3-6 Mafia album.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
All those shit.
So
yeah.
good.
But metal, metal gets some. If you don't get it, you're like, oh, all that shit just sounds like Cookie Monster lyrics, like, yeah, and it kind of does. Like I could see an outsider being like, that shit's too much. But there's all these subgenres of metal and
Well, but and then there's
I'm
a lot
like,
of people.
you'll understand what the dude's saying. Kind of like, it just takes an open mind and getting to know the ear for it. Like
Yeah.
to where you're like, oh, I can totally hear the guy. But at the same time, the listener shouldn't have to try so hard to like hear what you're saying also.
No.
So a lot of that extreme metal shit is like way over the top where it's all crazy.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, what is that guy doing? It sounds like dial-up internet in the 90s.
But no one ever like. A lot of people that don't appreciate that type of music don't realize how hard it really is. Especially like with heavy metal, like to keep up. So, like the pace that somebody can just have, even if you just took a regular person, took your snares out, took everything out, and just left your fucking like
just a vocal line or whatever.
yeah, just like a vocal line, or you just left a fucking like you gave him 2 pedals, took everything off of a drum set and just gave him 2 pedals, and tried to keep the fucking pace up as they do in like
It's intense.
while still keeping in a rhythm. There's no fucking way.
It's intense.
There's no fucking way. Sounds like dial-up internet.
Dial-up internet.
Just gotta follow it up with a "you got mail."
You've got mail.
There's a lot of really good music that it takes a certain ear. You know what I mean? If you're willingly open to hearing a different type of music that might be out of your norm, you'll appreciate a lot more. Because like if I can't go from like R&B to fucking ghetto ass rap to fucking the countryest to country, fucking heavy metal, whatever the fuck you want to call, like all different on a road trip, I can't fuck with you.
The contrast of everything. I mean, it's like trying to define a person. There's so many directions and there's so many facets to someone's character. And it's the same thing with your musical interests or anything, your interests in general. It's like, oh, just because I'm this type of person doesn't necessarily mean that I'm closed off to these things.
Yeah,
And
the best way,
the contrast of all of it is great.
like the simple way I put it is like, it's like your palate for what you like to eat. Does that make sense?
Sure. Yeah, totally.
There can be so many varieties as long as you're open to it.
Yeah. And some things just don't agree with you.
Yeah,
From a
some things are
fundamental,
just shitty.
Some things it's just like, that is definitely not for me. And some music is that way, but most of it, if with an open mind and open approach, you're like,
Yeah.
well, shit, man, you're missing out. There's a lot of good, a lot
Yeah,
of good food
there's
or a lot of good music.
Like, motherfucker, I'm not asking you to jam out to Beethoven's Third Symphony.
Oh man.
You know what I mean?
And even that, like fucking Beethoven. If you gave that dude an electric guitar, it would be like modern
Oh, for sure.
neoclassical metal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because he could shred the keys.
But on the same token, like, I don't like a lot of like today's like rock.
It's very commercialized. A lot of it is.
Like, I like so much of it from like early 2000s and back. Dude, like, I've been on this whole kick lately where like all I've been listening to is like Elton John and Queen. Like, dude, like
That's the shit.
I don't understand how someone can't like Queen. Like, how the fuck, like, even if you just took the music away, how can you not respect someone like Freddie Mercury who had a range of 9 octaves in his voice.
Dude.
You know how fucking like humanly impossible that is?
He's amazing.
To have that type of vocal range?
All of that music from back then, that time frame, they were just on it. They had something. They had the magic, dude. The 60s, 70s, 80s.
Oh,
I don't
dude.
know what it is.
So good. So good, all of it. So have you heard of that it's a new band. I found out about them on TikTok. But it's like Greta Van Fleet or something like that.
That's who they are, yep.
I feel bad because they get so much hate. Oh, you're trying to sound like
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, like Led Zeppelin or like these 80s hair bands.
Right.
But those are the same motherfuckers that would complain about what music is today.
That only listen to Zeppelin.
Exactly.
So you get a band who sounds
I wish
like
bands
Zeppelin.
were like Zeppelin. Why are you trying to sound like Zeppelin?
Yeah.
Like, go fuck yourself.
They just want to complain.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't care much for their music. I love Zeppelin, but I don't care much for the newer age type of thing because it's super forced, I guess.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It sounds... Because even to me, I mean, it's like, damn, that they sound a lot like Zeppelin. Like the cadence, the key.
Exactly.
A lot of the things they're doing in the music, everything. A lot of it sounds like Zeppelin. Greta Van Fleet. I mean, I don't know. I haven't listened to their whole albums or anything, but
I've only heard a couple
it
songs.
sounds... To me, it sounds like a lot like Zeppelin, but...
It does. But at the same time, like I said, I think to me, it feels a little bit forced from what I've heard. I'm not saying they're not good.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely good.
For sure. Because a vocal range like that takes fucking talent. But,
Sure.
dude, I respect him for him trying to break out of the norm. Not try to be commercialized and sound like everybody else. I like that type of shit. It's different.
That old school approach. Maybe, I mean, who knows what the recording process was like, if they recorded all as a band or multi-track recording, or... I mean, I'm sure it was like the modern recording approach, but they might have done some old school things to kind of capture that kind of sound. I mean, I don't know.
Well, but I've seen them like, there's been like snippets of them playing live, like on social media, like because they opened for SNL.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was good. Like, it was good.
They're definitely good. You got to give them that.
Yeah, just because it's not my cup of tea doesn't mean they're not good.
Sure. That's with a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah, dude. But fucking A. It's... There's so much shit that just is so stupid out. If it's on the radio, I hate it. Like, it's the simplest way to put it.
Are there any good stations, though? Like, for instance, the night at IHOP, when we were there, the radio was on, and there was a lot of stuff that you knew.
I'm pretty sure that was just satellite radio.
Satellite radio.
Because I remember I worked there.
Yeah,
I worked at IHOP. They had like Sirius XM.
Oh, nice.
So like Outlaw Country or something.
So they had a good station, good playlist.
Yeah, because like locally, like I'm not shitting on them, but like our local radio stations play dog shit.
It's just not good.
It's just so bad.
I
The only
haven't heard-
time our local radio station plays like good country music that I'd want to listen to, it's on like on Sundays.
I
They
haven't
do a
had-
top 20 countdown. It's so good.
I haven't even heard local radio since driving pizzas in the blue station wagon.
Yeah.
They had the green car at the pizza mill. They had the green Hyundai like Protege or Protege.
Yeah, the Protege.
The Protege, and that car was dope because it was a stick shift manual transmission, and but there was no radio. But it was more fun to drive because it was stick shift, and I don't know. It was like more. It had automatic windows and tinted windows, and like it was a little more upgraded. The station wagon was a short period of time, but it was a Ford Escort station wagon. It was blue, no tinted windows, automatic
fishbowl.
transmission, total fishbowl. But there was a radio, and that was the last time I was listening to radio.
You know what I wish we could do?
And that shit must have been like, I don't even know when that was.
You know what I wish we could do?
2013, 2014.
Is
who
like
knows?
a Where Are They Now? Pizza Mill edition.
Where are they now? Pizza Mill edition.
Like from our fucking, because we had a badass crew when we worked at Pizza Mill.
And for those who don't know, me and Luis both worked at Pizza Mill for a good minute.
Yeah, dude, it was the shit.
Yeah.
Like if I could make the same kind of money I make now working for Pizza Mill, I wouldn't even second guess it. I would be back at Pizza Mill so fast.
Dude, it was the shit.
Like,
it was the shit.
Everything from just joking to Dano getting yelled at by Daniel for fucking being inappropriate.
Dude, one of the funniest things I can think of right now is like there's the walk-in, right? And the walk-in is like kind of short.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like you have to duck. Like if you're a taller person, you have to duck. Now, you don't really have to duck to go into the Pizza Mill's walk-in.
Never had that issue.
I barely have to duck. Even me, I can almost walk straight in there, like no problem. But somebody who's tall like Hollis, you got to duck. And Hollis, one time, we were all three working there at the time, and he comes out of the walk-in and smacks his fucking head on the walk-in. And he's got an armful of
he was carrying out pepperoni.
He was carrying out like, you know, whatever, pizza ingredients, pepperoni and like a tub of olives. And he has an arm full of stuff. You can't just drop it, you know, or whatever. And so he's got his arms full. He comes out of the walk-in at full speed and smacks his dome.
Dude.
Right on the fucking corner.
Dropped
like,
everything.
And Luis, you were just so like, what did you learn? And he's just so... like do the whole Peter Griffin thing where Peter Griffin smacks his knee and he's like, like that moment when you smack your face on the walk-in.
Shout out to fucking Matt Hollis again.
And you're just what did you learn?
Shout out to that motherfucker, because that motherfucker would scrub everything down to the fucking jukebox.
He did scrub the.
He never got the credit he deserved, like from our coworkers.
Right.
But we did have a badass crew. Shit got done when we worked there.
He did do some extra above and beyond, like cleaning.
Yeah.
Sure. He definitely did that.
Yeah, dude. It was like, motherfucker, if I could go do that this whole time and this place looks spotless, but I don't have to fucking clean up sub, I'm good. And I was such an asshole every time I was a closer. I was like, remember we had that new, it was JP, the JP kid.
JP, yeah. Yeah.
And we started closing down, and he was all... And I walked back from taking that fucking rude-ass lady that was like, you didn't give me enough, or you gave me the bottom of the bag. All my fries are small. And I walked back, and JP's cleaning pizza unit. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, I'm cleaning. Like, we're supposed to be closing. I was like, oh, you must be new here. That's my unit.
The dynamics of the workplace.
Yeah.
How many restaurants have you worked in the kitchens? Like
2.
Kitchen life is like, those who know just know. Like,
yeah,
like
dude.
If you haven't worked in a kitchen before, like there's a part of you that's just like, you're not educated on this certain level of like social understanding. Like if you can handle like working in a kitchen with people, like
you can handle anything.
You can fucking handle anything, dude.
If you could handle working at Pizza Mill,
dude,
with Daniel, Brent, and Dano, you can work anywhere.
You can do it all,
dude. You can, because now you have all these like, I guarantee you, most of those fucking kids that work there now are like, oh my god, no one's ever yelled at me before. And you have fucking Brent like, are you fucking retarded?
And Brent's so chill too, man. God damn.
Oh my god. Or fucking working with working with Dano was the worst if you fucked up.
He was so funny too, because he had terrible handwriting, and so like he'd write 16-inch whatever the pizza was, like one of the sizes that you could write on the ticket's a 16-inch, and his looks like a 10, like his 6, it looks like a 1-0, not a 1-6. But you'd be like, hey Dano, does that say like 10-inch or what? He'd be like, yeah, because there's a 10-inch on the menu. Like, there was no 10-inch on the menu, but he'd just look at you like you're so fucking dumb.
Dude, he really would.
And you're like, dude, you could fix your handwriting a little, but it was funny. I mean, you're like, no, that's just the way Dan writes. It's 16. Like, there's no such thing as a 10. It has to be a 16, you dumb motherfucker.
Do you remember the Shathid incident?
It was a shithead ticket.
Yeah, the shithead ticket.
Oh.
I can't remember who took that ticket.
I think it was Fabian.
Yeah, Fabian.
Amy's brother.
Yeah, Fabian took that ticket. He was like, dude, no, they said their name is Shathid and they spelled it. Daniel's like, who did this? We can't give them this bag that says shithead.
Dude, we had this girl that
My
worked
name's
there.
Shatheed.
Shatheed. Dude, we had this girl that worked there, and like, you know how everyone writes their names on their cups?
Yeah.
Someone wrote dumbass on her cup, and she legitimately was all like, "Who wrote dumbass on my cup?" And like at first we were like, "For real?" She's like, "Yeah, who wrote dumbass on my cup?"
Was that the skinny bitch that when she got pregnant looked like she swallowed a basketball?
I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure it was.
She was like from Oregon State or
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
But like she was like, "Who wrote dumbass on my cup?" And we're like, "That says dumbass." And it really like proved it.
Case in point.
Even more. Yeah, case in point.
Dude, I'm working at Pizza. Getting shitty during close shift. Like someone would bring, or Joey D and Fabian after they stopped working there, bringing beers.
They would show up. They used to work there, but they no longer work there, so they weren't on the schedule. But
And that was before Joey came back.
and they'd come back and just like order, but like bring in a 12-pack and just hang out. And those of us who were still working there ended up like being like, "Yeah, let me get one of those beers or whatever."
Yeah, dude.
So we'd be closing and kind of drinking sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes. But dude, I'm telling you, Pizza Mill is quite easily one of the best jobs I've ever had.
Dude, and some of the best people.
Oh, for sure. Like, dude, we had a fucking rock star crew.
We did. And by the way, like we weren't like getting full on trashed on the clock or nothing.
Oh no.
I mean,
Everybody was gone.
yeah, it was like after, for the most
Yeah.
part, after.
Like, it
And-
didn't start until at least like 45 minutes after close, and then like we would have a couple beers while we were closing, and
Yeah.
then, you know,
And that's totally normal.
and then we'd go home.
That's totally normal.
Yeah, work in any restaurant, it all looks like that. Even that fancy new look, whatever the fuck it's called, La Cumbres, La Combs.
I'm not
Les
sure.
Combs?
Is that like the old Golden Corral,
Yeah.
the wine place? I
Yeah.
keep hearing about it, but I haven't been there yet.
It's so good.
No shit.
It's like really like not that expensive for what it is too.
Nice.
Like, you know, it's super high end, and they're definitely trying to target that, but it's good.
It's worth it. Go try it.
Yeah, dude, I had this it was a spicy seafood something or other. I don't know. It was a seafood dish that was fucking spicy.
Dope.
It was so good.
I'm going to have to go check
My
it
wife
out.
had a fucking they had a prime rib or something like that. It's fucking killer.
Dope.
Yeah, like it's good to see some. I mean, granted, it's local now, but it was definitely they came out of Las Cruces. You know that one that's over there by the mall? That winery that was over there?
I know there's like De La Vega's brewery, and there's some
Yeah,
stuff
De La
over
Vega.
there.
What used to be De La Vegas. They got bought out by this guy.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, pretty good.
Nice.
I liked it.
To go check it out. Alamo always needs more spots, dude. You know, it's expanded a little bit. Like 575 is always busy over here by my house.
Yeah, fuck that place. I'm a Tall Pines kind of guy.
Tall Pines. I always thought it was kind of cool because they're like everything in this town's a stone's throw away. But like those two places are real close. Like you could drink at one and
literally.
walk to the other one in like
Seriously.
2-3 minutes.
The old Bahama Mama.
Yeah, dude. It used to be like
Dude.
Phantasm Tattoo, and then before that it was
Yeah.
like a porn store shop or something. I don't know.
It has a long history.
Long history.
You know what's gross? It's so like that, where and it was a porn store, the upstairs room. Like where they would show videos. You could like preview videos on VHS.
No shit. You're like, I gotta sample this, yo, before I spend money on renting this.
Yeah. Straight up. That is now an Airbnb.
Nice.
You can pay money to stay where someone used to wake off.
How cool is that?
Dude, it is. So dope.
How cool is that they have an Airbnb up there? No, it's because
Well, but they also have the apartments on the side too.
that's badass.
But no, like I'm really good friends with the owners and stuff like that. Dude, they've actually done like a great job with the place. And honestly, like nothing against 575. I just don't like their drinks. I don't like it, and it's like way more expensive. Like one drink is like $7.50. Like and they have a 3-drink limit. And fuck that.
Yeah, my dad and my brother and I went there, and we hadn't drank together like hardly ever, like in our
Yeah.
adult lives. Like my dad and my brother and me,
At 575.
and we went there, and yeah, but it was still like it was like a lot. It was like $60 or $80 for a couple of beers or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Didn't seem like we drank that much.
The place, like overall, because of the atmosphere, is badass.
It is dope.
You know, they get like all these local bands or local musicians, and you know they always have a food truck. It's badass. But I'm definitely a Tall Pines kind of guy.
And you know the people over there, so it's like.
Yeah. Well, I know the people at both places. You know what I mean? I know the owner, Bill, real well from 575.
Yeah.
Which, shout out to them. Seriously, like, it is a great environment. Like, they definitely, like, you should definitely check it out.
And it's from the ground up.
It really is.
Like, they started with, it was just a dirt lot over there.
Well, he just started, like, he built all that, but it was just like I want to start something for retirement. And he talks about all the time about
his wife was our English teacher.
Yeah.
Me and Ryan and I'm sure several other people, yeah.
But yeah,
Mrs. Arnold.
Yeah,
she was our English.
She was mine.
8th grade English teacher.
Yeah, she was mine.
I didn't know that. I went in there one day and like, she's
a sweetheart.
She looked familiar, and I was getting like a growler or something, and I didn't put 2 and 2 together for like a while, and she's like, "How are you?" And I'm like, "I'm good." And then the whole time I'm thinking, I'm like, who is this lady? Like, I know her. And then finally I put it together, and I'm like, oh, shit.
My 7th grade U.S. history teacher works there now.
No shit.
Yeah.
It's a trip, dude.
But honestly, it's a great place. But I prefer Tall Pines just because, I for whatever reason, I started going there more. And they actually have a beer that I like. You know, when I go to that place, I can't drink IPAs. You know that. Like, I fucking hate it. You know, and
you need like a yard beer, like something you can
have. Exactly. And they have one. It's called like a Locked and Loaded. It's so good.
At Tall Pines.
Yeah, Tall Pines. It's super good.
Nice.
So that's why I started going there more often, and then I just became a regular. I don't do that much anymore now, but yeah, I like the place.
Alamo's got this thing about it, like. There's this deep-rooted sense of community, and it's like because you're like, oh, I know these people, like I went to school with them, or like so and so at the wherever, like she used to be my teacher, or like you know, like there's something about this place, dude. It's like lightning in a bottle.
Well, and back in the day, dude, I mean, you know, I was such a big advocate for Jerry's. Jerry's was such a shithole, but I loved that place.
It was the last one, really.
It was the last real bar.
And it went down, dude.
Yep. But not for any other reason than, like, because I'm a very firm believer that even with 575 and Tall Pines and, what's the other one on New York, Picacho? I'm a very firm believer that even with all these breweries and everything that's going on, they wouldn't have stood a chance to Jerry's just because it's been a staple. But they just wanted to get out of the game and wanted, you know, which
now
is
it's
cool.
like a Murphy's or something?
It's a Murphy's gas station for all your fueling needs.
Murphy's. Come on down to Murphy's.
Yeah.
Oh, man. No, it's fun. The last time I went there, the last couple times I remember it was like Joey D being like, let's go get a beer. Like in the middle of the daytime, and we were like shooting pool, like drinking fucking Happy Camper IPAs, like in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
And then another time I went there with my stepbrother. And we were like waiting in line, dude, at Jerry's. Like, and he lives in the city. He's living in like Tucson or something.
So he's probably used to it.
He's used to it, but at the same time, like you come back home, like he comes back home from Tucson, and we're like, there's only one bar, and we have to wait in line, and like, it was like a long wait too. Like we're not getting in for a while, and we're like, really? Like
it was a weekend.
It was just like, damn, dude. Like we're waiting in line to go into this dive bar in Alamo, but there's no one else. It was like this. If you want to go out, it was the only place.
Yeah, well, and I know for a fact that was a weekend because the line didn't start getting heavy and stuff like that because they started charging a cover.
Yep.
At like 9 p.m. on weekends. That's how often I went there. I knew there's... Dude, here's a funny story. I crashed their fucking Christmas party. No bullshit.
No bullshit.
So I had... like, I went and visited family or something. I think I went to San Diego. And then I came back. And it was literally like December 23rd. And normally Jerry's was closed from the 23rd to the 26th or something like that.
Right around Christmas, yeah.
And so I go, and I'm just driving around. Just, you know, one of those nights where you're just like, I'm just a driver and listen to music. And I saw all their neon lights on.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck, they're open. I'm going to go stop and have a beer. Fuck it. I got nothing else to do. So I stop, and I walk in, and it's like all the employees drinking. I was like, what the fuck? And my buddy Sean, who was a bouncer there for a long time, he goes, what are you doing? I was, came to have a beer. I saw the lights were on. He's like, dude, this is our Christmas party. He's all, but you can stay. Just pretend like you're somebody's date or something. He's all, we have no problem with that. And Julie, the owner, she knew me real well. And she was like, Luis, who are you here with? And I just grabbed the nearest person next to me. I was like, oh, I'm her date. She was like, yeah, he's here with us. She was like...
She just went with it. This
so
complete stranger.
Dude, Christmas Eve, I got fucking hammered for free because I crashed a Christmas party.
That's awesome.
Dude, it was the shit.
Sometimes those improv moments in life are like the most...
Yeah, dude, complete accident.
Just out of nowhere. Like, just some shit happens and you're like, I was there and this thing happened and there you go.
Yeah, dude, so I went there, fucking crashed a Christmas party, and then went to a house party afterwards. It was fun.
Damn.
Dude, it's so much fun. I have a lot of good memories in this fucking town. That's why I'll never leave.
They say it's like the land of entrapment and all that. And, you know, it's like Alamo's got this gravity to it that's really heavy. Like, people really connect. Like, I always thought about, like, what if I left? What if I did something else? Like, because Amy was thinking about leaving Alamo and doing some other things. And I'm with Amy, and I was like, you know, I might go with her, or who knows what'll happen or whatever. This was a while ago.
Right. 13 years ago.
And I'm like, you know, what happened if we would have ever left or whatever? And there could be any number of things. And, yeah, there's lots of opportunity elsewhere and whatever. But there's, you could be someone's neighbor, or you like in a big city, right? Like, you're like even in Tucson, like I have family in Tucson, like my dad and stuff. And, you stick to your side, kind of. Like, you're like, oh, we're on the east side. And
oh, for sure.
here's my grocery store. Here's my doctor's office. Here's where my kids go to school. Or
yeah,
here's where I go grocery shopping. Or
yeah, my best friend lives in Tucson. Yeah,
here's the Domino's that I order from. And, like, yeah, you do use the bells and whistles of the big city sometimes, but a lot of times you kind of cling to your neighborhood. And Alamo would be like one big neighborhood in a city, like one neighborhood in a big city.
Well, and especially like in this town, you can't go anywhere without seeing someone you know.
Which is a blessing and a curse.
Oh, for sure.
Sometimes you don't want to fucking see somebody. And what's nice about going somewhere else where no one knows you is you can kind of reinvent or just be whoever you want, not be known, you know.
Well, like, so...
But there is also that whole, like, sense of community where people do care. People will hold the door for you. People will be like, yo, what's up, dude? Like, how you been? You know, and it's kind of cool.
One of the things that I always hear about our town is, dude, like, everyone there is so nice. Like, we didn't want to stay here or whatever, but everyone was so nice. Like, we're not used to that from where we're from. And, you know, most of the time it's like a military family that they just got here or something like that, and they'll tell me, oh, yeah, we're not used to it. Everybody's so nice, blah, blah, blah. And it's true. Like, this town, fucking great words of fucking DJ Dig'em Smack, Alamogordo's really nice.
Alamogordo's really nice. Oh, yeah.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? How did he do that?
How do you do that?
Yeah, dude.
Fun games of skate. Yeah, dude.
It's true, though, because, like, you go to other places and people just become like clumps of matter.
Oh, they're cunts.
Where you're just swimming through people, whether it be like metaphorically, like through like driving or going through the grocery store or whatever. You're just like, I don't see anybody. I got tunnel vision. I'm just trying to get in, get out, get the fuck out of here, get on where I'm going. Alamo's like a little bit slower, and you can kind of stop and say hi sometimes and shit, you know. And
no, I love it, man. I love, like, so, you know, I don't think I told you, but my wife works for the hospitals, you know, and she's a fucking badass, dude. Like, my wife works way harder than I do. My wife's a fucking badass. She's a respiratory therapist for the ERs.
Wow.
Which means, like, you know, COVID.
Yeah.
breathing problems and all that shit. Like, if you get a fucking tube in your neck, that's what she does.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
My wife's a badass. And she wants to do travel travel work, because there's a big demand for that type of shit. So you do like a 12-week, 16-week tour. So you're over there for, you're in a town or a city for 3 to 4 months, and then you move again 3 to 4 months, which I am all for. Because in my line of work, I can get a job wherever the fuck I want, whenever the fuck I want. It's just that simple.
Nice.
And so can my wife, because she has that experience.
And the demand is there for her position.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we talked about it, and I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Whenever you want. Just tell me. But I will die, and I will be buried in this fucking town. I do not want to. If I cannot have a poop city burial, I don't want to die. You know what I mean?
Like proper.
Yeah.
There's something to it. It runs deep, man.
Like, I have to be buried here. This is where my funeral has to be, because I love this place. This is home. I moved here when I was really young. It's where I've spent most of my life. I've tried to move away a couple times, but I always come back. And it's home.
It's heavy gravity. And you've been around. You've been in what? San Diego, Ohio, Texas, Arizona.
San Diego. Yeah. I lived in San Diego, Tucson, Houston, and Cincinnati. And most of them were for high school or whatever the fuck, But then as an adult, it was Houston and Cincinnati. And no, this town is everything to me.
If you had to sum it up somehow in your own words, what is it that brings you back, or that keeps you here, or that the fact that you would say something like that, like, I gotta be fucking buried in this town,
it's home. It's everything that has made me who I am today came from here. There's a lot of people that always talk about, oh, I regret this, or I don't. Yeah, is there some things that maybe I probably shouldn't have done growing up? Absolutely. But that's everybody. Do I regret them? Fuck no. Because they've all of those things that happened got me to where I'm at now. And I'm at the best point of my life right now. I still get to skate. I got my kids. I got an incredible wife. I got fucking the best friends anybody could ask for, that all have seen me from my highest to my lowest, and have all been there and made all these memories with. And why the fuck would I give that up? This is home. There's not a thing I would change about this place.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Nope.
Yeah, man. It's the same. If I was to move somewhere, I might have the bells and whistles of that theoretical place or that theoretical life. But what are you missing out on? And it's all those key relationships, these deep-rooted friends that you go back with years and years, and this longevity. And it's like, oh, I knew her, I knew them. I know these people that run this business. I grew up with their son, or whatever it is. And it's this deep-rooted community, man. It is special.
It is. My wife, she's related to a lot of families in this town, just because, it's Alamogordo. It's a small town. But there was so many connections. I met my wife through one of my best friends. It's her cousin, and man, I'm thankful for that every second of the day. The same way I'm thankful for every moment at Washington Park, the same way I'm thankful for every moment that I had when I first started getting in the car business in this town. I'm thankful for all of it.
Yeah, it's fundamental.
This town gives off an authenticity and a vibe, and just people that you end up meeting and everything that you'll never get anywhere else.
Plus, yeah, I totally agree. But there's also this thing of like reputation, right? You can't escape. For one, you can be somebody here, because people are like, oh, that dude or that friend of mine, yeah, he's somebody or she's somebody. You can be somebody because you can stand out if you want to, but you can also blend in. But there's also you also get called out on your bullshit. Like, you can't go around cheating motherfuckers and like
No,
being
because
an asshole,
everyone will know.
because it'll catch up to you.
Mm-hmm.
And-
Everyone will know.
And everyone will know and be like, yeah, don't fuck with that guy. Like, he's a pile of shit, So it keeps you honest.
Oh, for sure.
It keeps you honest because people know you, and you got to be
And
you're
why
held accountable to a degree, in
why
a small
change
town.
that?
And it's kind of cool to have that. It's like a little slice of the old West,
Oh, for sure.
like the old school
Mm-hmm.
where it was like, yo, motherfucker, like, that might not be illegal, but you're saying some shit that might get you punched in the mouth.
Yeah.
So, watch what you're saying or whatever,
Yeah.
You can't just go around talking shit about somebody
But
unless you're willing to run into them at fucking Circle K or whatever,
But then you look at the overall diversity of this place. I mean, think about it. My best friend in the world, TJ, and his wife, I met them because his wife was stationed here.
Yeah. And Zayner and Bennett and a lot of people have been stationed
And even
here.
fucking Ollie, fucking James.
Yeah, dude. All of them.
I still talk to James till this day. And he hasn't lived here since 2015.
No shit.
Yeah. And I mean, it's the same thing with TJ. They haven't lived here for fucking probably 6-7 years now.
And you were saying, like, the diversity, like, I've never, like, you hear about racism and stuff and all this shit, but I'm like, dude, where I grew up, like, where we grew up, like,
Yeah.
this shit didn't exist.
No.
I never had anyone was hating on anyone because of, like, race or
And I think a lot of
ethnicity or
that has to
anything.
do with
I
where
mean,
we
people
grew
would
up.
talk shit when you're younger, oh, you fucking Mexican or white boy or whatever. I had the whole white boy thing.
Yeah.
People would be like, oh, fucking white boy or whatever. But that was, like, stupid shit. But it wasn't, like, real nasty racism. Like, New Mexico is, like, a bunch of mudbloods,
Yeah.
Like, we're all just...
You'll never get
Mixed.
anything like you will here.
New Mexico is badass, dude.
It doesn't matter if it's the people you meet, it's the views, if it's whatever. You'll never find a place like this state. You'll never find anywhere like it. But to me, it's specifically this town. I will never leave this town. Like, all in all. Like, I might move away, if my wife wants to do travel stuff and stuff like that.
Who knows what comes up? Yeah.
Exactly. But that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm her husband. I'm supposed to do that. Have her back no matter what.
It's kind of like I might be away,
I'm home.
but I'll never be gone. Kind of
No.
thing. Like, yo, bitch, I'll be back.
No.
Debo, I got mind control over Debo. He'd be like, shut the fuck up. I'll be quiet.
I'll get gunned down to New York
But
and
when he
fucking come
leave-
back home.
I'll be talking again.
Yeah. I could die in New York and be like, it's going to be in my will. Like, if I die, you have to transport me back to Alamogordo, New Mexico.
Transport my ass back to where I came from.
I don't give a fuck. Get me the coldest fucking ambulance you got.
I ain't worried about temperature anymore.
Yeah. Just fucking throw me in the travel bin on fucking Southwest Airlines.
Man,
Shit's cold at 30,000 feet.
dude, it'd be cold as fuck up there. Well, thanks for coming by, man. I know. It was kind of a cold call out of nowhere, and
No, dude. It's fucking worth every second.
I know that.
Always. Like I said, Poop City.
There wasn't
Right now.
much structure to this, but we'll just come back for round 2, round 3. Like, you'll be back.
Oh, dude.
We're just catching lightning in a bottle, just one
When
conversation
Pat calls
at
me
a
up,
time.
I'll be talking again.
I'll be talking again. Fucking half cab heels, man.
Fucking half cap heels, man.
Dude, if you guys made it this far with us, like, congratulations.
Yeah, no shit.
Because we're
We've got to be 2.5 hours into this.
yeah, this is like 2:20, 2 hours 20 minutes, give
Yeah.
or take.
Perfect.
We had some technical difficulties, multiple batteries, but
We'll edit some shit.
we'll see what happens. Fuck yeah.
We'll leave it at a solid 145.
Fuck yeah.
But fucking A,
It's good to
Thanks
catch
for
up
having
with you,
me,
man.
brother.
Cheers, man.
love you, buddy.
Love you too, brother. Brost. One and done. Coming in hot, son.
Coming in hot.